Welcome to the Sunday service. Everyone, thanks so much for coming in. We are just setting up. You can see my co-host is ready, just chilling. We are going to have you speak to you guys shortly. As you guys are arriving in, please make sure you give us a thumbs up. There is also like a link that is pinned on top of my chat that will take you directly to SMS Surviving Men series. Not short message, but Surviving Men series like channel. We are multi-streaming on both sides. So we are both on the Surviving Men series and Yoga with Goga channel. So I encourage you to just click on the link. It will throw you over to his channel so that you can watch the show from his side so that we can support that house. Hey Chris, welcome. Akashi Chris is in the building. That was the queen of ceremony. My MC par excellence who hosted the most amazing and the best party of the year this year. the best party of 2025. Thanks so much, Chris, for coming in. I hope you are doing well. I hope Oklahoma is amazing. Andrea, nice to see you. Welcome, Andrea. Thanks so much. Why you guys not telling me the music is too loud? Let me reduce it a bit. Let me check that we have good audio. So as you guys are settling in, Andrea, welcome, Andrea. I hope you're doing well. Akashi says, farm life is keeping me busy. That's nice. As we are ready here for the Sunday service with my brother to have a great conversation. So we just try to wait for you guys to settle in. So good to see you've been swamped lately. Me too. I think it's that time of the year where everything I think is we are trying to wrap everything at the office. So there's just so much going on, a lot of meetings. To be honest, I think I've been going to the office daily. Like I've not even had a day where I've worked from home. I think in the last 2 weeks. So, but anyways, we are getting towards the tail end of the year, so this is expected. But I can't wait for my recess. I'm going on leave next month, so I'll have a lot of time to do Vlogmas. Hey, Title Pro, welcome, Title Pro. Nice to see you, and thank you so much for like the shout out you gave me on your channel, on the shots, on the snow, and everything. It was nice to see you and Toby earlier. Welcome, Title Pro. Thanks so much for making it to the Sunday service. We just setting up. I just want you guys, if you are not connected to my co-host. I only see one person there, so please jump over to the other side. Let me see that I can pull it up, so that I can pull up the channel. There we go. If you are not connected to SMS, the Surviving Men series, that is the house. It's going to be a deep conversation. It's going to be a soulful conversation. You don't want to miss this conversation about it's a lot of things. It's going to cover a lot of things. I will just highlight them shortly. We're going to talk about loss. We are going to talk about grief. We are going to talk about trauma. We're going to talk about healing. We are going to talk about medical negligence. And it's a lot. But we'll try as much as we can to structure it so that at least the conversation flows. Hey, Kumari, welcome, Kumari. Nice to see you. How you doing, brother? Thanks so much for popping in. Chacha Kure is saying, Kunguru! Yeah. That is on Kunguru's channel. I see Unfiltered Maria is also saying XXXXX. Yeah. I can see them arriving. There, with a lot of energy. Grace Maku, congratulations on 5,000 subscribers. Welcome, Grace, and congratulations. Well done. That was a spirited fight over on your live stream today before you ended. Why did you not trade though? I will deal with you on Wednesday. Why did you not trade? I still don't understand. Why did you not trade? So anyway, that's a conversation for Wednesday. Yes, so we really pushed Grace to get to 5K today, and I think the tribe really came through like so fast because she only needed 20 houses. I called it 20 chapatis, so she only needed 20 houses to get to that magical number. And I gave her until Wednesday, but well, everybody decided, why wait until Wednesday when we can do it? So everybody did it. So well done. And welcome to the 5K club. She's been on YouTube only for 1 year. She's gotten monetized. She's now at 5K. It's beautiful. It's always beautiful to see people grow and stuff. Hey, Natechovi, welcome, Natechovi. Nice to see you. How you doing? And Maria, how is Florida? What's going on in Florida? I hope Florida is amazing. I see, and Chacha Korean also like celebrated a milestone this week. Allow me to acknowledge Korean's success. Korean got monetized this week. And it was so beautiful. He was not expecting it because you could tell he was so excited. The man was so excited on his live stream. And well done, Korean Chacha. I know you have really pushed that channel. To imagine back in the day when you started, do you remember those days of loops? You try all these things and nothing is working. It was so nice to see you get your full no, I think it's half monetization. It was so nice to see you get your half monetization and your $ Korean Chacha. So congratulations and welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. So many pieces of good news this year, and I think that's a good thing. It's always nice when people are celebrating this milestone. It's always nice when people are like getting these like achievements. Celebrate them. Celebrate these achievements when you get them. Oh, it's full monetization. Okay, good, good. Because I did not see ads. That's why I was like wondering, is it full? Is it? I've not seen ads on any of your live streams. So you probably we need to educate you on how to set up those ads. Because clearly they were not added. The ads were not added. You need to like learn how to put those aggressive things, the 6-minute ads. Yeah. Natechovi, can you handle this? Because Korean cannot be like on a live stream and then he's missing out of the ads and he knows how to engage people. So yeah, Korean, congratulations on your full monetization. I'm corrected. It is full monetization. Well done, well done, well done. Now make the money. Now make the money, make the money, make the money. You need to put those a lot of ads so that you can make ad revenue. Mpenzi, pia wewe sikuoni, X ameniroga leo. Wait. The receipts have started. You know, SMS, you can just unmute. You can just unmute SMS so that you can say hi to your people.
Just a second. I'm just listening to someone who's bidding me fair. Just a second.
All right, cool. All right, guys. And I like the audio. The audio is so good. And we are going to have him in the next 5 minutes. He's going to come up. Yeah. So well done, Korean Chacha. Well done, Grace Marku. Anybody else on the chat who is also celebrating a milestone that they want us to acknowledge? Let me know. I'll be more than happy to acknowledge it. Yes. So as I said, we are multi-streaming on both channels. So we are both on my channel and we are both on SMS channel. SMS is the short version of saying the Surviving Men series. It's just an easier way to remember the channel name than struggling to say the entire thing, you know. So it's called the Surviving Men series, and we are going to explore why such a name. What was the inspiration behind that channel name? What should you expect when you go to that name? You know, those kind of things. We are going to discuss that shortly. So I'm just trying to open my live stream on a separate tab so that I can keep tabs on the chat. I like seeing how the live stream is doing, the health of the live stream. On a different tab, so that if I'm too blurry, you let me know. If I'm too clear, that's also welcome, so that we know everybody's having a good experience on the Sunday service. Is my voice choppy? Is it cutting out, or today it's good? Just someone confirm for me the sound. Natechovi, can you hear me good? Someone just confirm for me the audio is good. Confirm that we are not choppy, especially for those of you who are watching. You know, SMS and I may be seated here and we may be thinking that we are so clear, but clearly. Because StreamYard does this way of making you look so clear. There's no problem on the stream. But when you're watching from the live stream, it is insane. It is
Very
insane.
true. Very true.
Hey Priscilla, welcome Priscilla. Nice to see you, Priscilla. Thanks so much for popping in. Kumari is saying hello. Akash is also saying hi, chat. Guys, that is the queen of ceremony greeting you people, so make sure you say hi. We have a raid. Where did the raid come from? Let me see. Let me open SMS live stream on another tab so that I know who has raided him.
Oh, really?
Yes. You've gotten a raid. Let me see why it... Yes, Kanini Kanene sent you a raid. Can you acknowledge your raid? Can you...
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for everyone who's just joining. It's a honor of having you guys. I'm grateful for you guys taking your time off your busy schedules for just being here. You can't imagine the joy that we have and enjoy and having you guys in this platform. I'm honored. I'm honored actually.
I'm waiting for the pilot to come in. Maria said that Maria asked me a question up there, so I'm trying to get the question. I don't know that you got it.
Hi X, hi X, hi X, hi X.
Yeah. I think Maria, I cannot see your question. Oh, Florida is awesome, Goga. Now, how are you? How are you, our able president? I am awesome. I am blessed. Thank you for asking, Maria. Ish, Maria, you are so nice. Thank you for asking, Maria. I don't take it for granted. Kanini Kanene, thank you so much for that raid. I see Kanini Kanene raid over at
Oh,
SMS.
welcome, welcome, welcome,
Yes,
welcome.
thank you so much. That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful.
That's awesome.
Kanini
That's
Kanene,
awesome. Yeah.
Kanini Kanene, thank you for the raid. I see you there, Kanini. Kanini Kanene raid. Kanini Kanene raid. Bev Ati says the same thing. Thank you so much for that. And then and then Grace Marco is like, President, kwa umbali unafanana na kunguru, ulizeni baba yenyu. He's my brother. Why not? He's my brother. You did not know. We kept it it's a very good, well kept secret.
It's a
Now you
low key
know.
secret. Now,
A low
now
key.
they know the secret is out.
Yeah, we just don't talk about it. We just don't talk about it, man.
Definitely, 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 definitely.
All right. So Kanini Kanene is here. The pilot is here. Kunguru, maybe you want to give the pilot your the
The
official.
pilot, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I give you a standing innovation and a clap for you. Thank you very much for actually bringing all the occupants in the plane, and they've landed safely. We've received them. We'll be offering some bitings and snacks as we continue. Welcome. Feel at home. Feel at home. Feel at home. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kanini, for the raid. I always say, guys, these raids are not like they're not a right; they're a privilege. So it's important to always acknowledge any raid when you get it, because they could have picked anybody else, but they saw SMS, and that is the channel they decided to pick for this conversation. So thanks so much, Kanini Kanene, for that trade. You could have picked anybody else, but you picked our amazing brother. And guys, the Surviving Men series is on a mission. This channel is on the road to 1,000 subscribers. If you're not connected to him, please jump over on that site. In fact, watch the entire Sunday service from there. Watch the entire Sunday service from there, and then we will bring you back. He will Uber you back here when he finishes. So you can watch from there, leave your comments there. I'm able to see all the comments. Eva Kika says, Goga and Kunguru, you look stunning. I know, we are matching. Look at the way we are doing, guys. Look at our outfits. Thank you so much, Eva Kika, for noticing these things. These people have not even given us compliments. Look at the, I almost wore the exact dashiki. I was just telling him that backstage. And yes, Africa is our business. We are representing Africa, and Africa is our business. So thank you so much for noticing, Eva Kika. I hope you are doing well. I know Eva Kika is going to be anytime. Please say hi to your husband on my behalf. I know he's watching the Sunday service. Please say hi to him. Please say hi to your daughter, daughter T as well. Say Uncle Goga is very proud of her, and just pass my greetings to your family. Nightbot ya Kunguru haijui Kiswahili. Grace Mark will leave us alone. And then Natecho V is saying, wow, is that Kunguru's voice? I love that voice. Your voice in Atesa. Already getting by the way, I love your audio. It's perfect. It's amazing. Like, it's very crisp. Yeah, it's very crisp and nice. And yeah, probably you have a better voice, and it's very deep, and it's coming out nicely through the microphone. So yeah, take your compliments. Take your compliments right there.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let us start. We are already like 13 minutes into the Sunday service, so I need to read a quick biography, and then we can start our conversation. We are going to be here for a minute, because it is my co-host show, and we have to make sure that we are listening in and stuff. I like how Grace Mark said 1K subs, here we come. Yes, 1K, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen very soon. I see very cool people representing our country in Kitenge. Mko smart sana. Hey, thank you so much. We have to represent the continent, the country. It's not easy. We have to make sure we are representing the country very well. So thanks so much, guys, for noticing our outfits. All right. Without further ado, allow me to introduce the guests, and then we can start the show. It's already 15 minutes into the live stream. We normally start after 15 minutes. I don't wait for you guys. You guys will find us later on, because people at the Sunday service coming after 15 minutes. So I said I'm just going to start, and then you guys will find us there. I will try to read the chats as much as possible. In case you have any questions, in case you have any comments you want to drop on the chat, feel free to drop them on the chat, and then I'll be able to like highlight them for SMS, and then he'll be able to like respond to them. If you're not connected once again to the co-host, we are multi-streaming. So there's a link that is pinned on top of my chat. In case you're on my live stream and you're wondering who are these people Goga is talking to, they are over at my co-host channel. So what you are doing, we are multi-streaming. So multi-streaming means that we are streaming on both my channel and his channel. So the best support you can give is go and watch the show from his side. I don't need the watch hours. I don't need the watch hours. So let's support him. Subscribe to his channel, connect to him, and watch the show from there until we end. That's the best and the least support you can do for our brother SMS. All right. So that said, let me start this conversation with a quick introduction, and then we can take it on. We can take it on. All right. So Kunguru, are you excited to be here?
Yeah, I'm very, very much excited. Actually, it's an honor being on your platform.
Thank you. No, it's an honor. It's an honor also just having you here because we've been planning this for like a while. I think nearly 2 months now. So it's so nice to see this happen. And welcome. Right, guys. Just a quick biography so that you can have an idea of who the guest is. So today we are hosting the MD. You can see his titles there. The MD of the Surviving Men series. There's a beautiful channel there, the Surviving Men series, and you can see the acronyms, the SMS, family, health, and lifestyle. So there's that is you can see how SMS stands out very well. That's why we call him SMS, because it's the short version of his name. So SMS is somebody who was introduced to me by Unfiltered Maria. This is like close to like over 2 months ago. And I did not know him. I did not know him until Maria like made that introduction, and it happened. And when I went and looked at his channel for the first time, I took my time because I needed to like watch a few videos just to appreciate what goes on that channel. I loved his story. I loved his message, and I said he needs to come to the Sunday service. And when I told Maria that, it came out as a joke. But Maria definitely knows that I never joke when I say certain things, especially when it comes to guests who can co-host the Sunday service. And that is where the idea was born. We are going to have this collaboration happen. It was supposed to happen last Sunday. Is it last Sunday? I think it was the first Sunday of the month. I can't remember. It must have been the second Sunday of the month. And then I remember that the calendars were clashing because we already had a guest who was scheduled to come on the 16th. But not the 16th, the 9th. The 9th, I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, so we effectively scheduled SMS to come and co-host the show today, which is the 16th of September. Big Banana, Derek, nice to see you. How you doing, Big Banana TV? Nice to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. And I am so honored that he was able to create time out of his busy schedule for us to have this conversation. It's going to be a very sensitive but necessary conversation because either you're one person, either you've been a victim when it comes to maternal loss, or you've experienced it not just through a relative. It could have also been a friend. It could have been a member of the family. It could be something that is close to you. Maternal loss is something that when it happens, it's not something that you can never be so ready for that kind of a loss. And especially the reason I wanted to ask to have this conversation and specifically have SMS lead this conversation is because we never appreciate maternal loss from the perspective of a father or the men in the society. And that is what his channel is all about, the Surviving Men series. So that is why the name is called the Surviving Men series. We normally think of maternal loss and then, it's, we lost the woman, we lost the wife, we lost the mother, and it ends at that. But nobody ever asks questions about what happens to the man. What happens to the husband? Yes, the man lost a wife. The man lost a mother to the kids. Nobody ever asks questions about how those men are coping. And that is really the essence of SMS as a channel. And that's why I was so honored to have him come up on the screen. Lisa Marie, Tina Marie, nice to see you. Tina, nice to see you. Tina, thanks so much for coming in. And then yeah, Assad Danger is also in the building. Welcome, welcome, Assad. Thank you so much for coming in. And that is why we are having SMS on this show today. So it's a very important conversation. It's if you need to take notes, please take notes if necessary. If you need to share the live stream out, please share it out to your community, so that at least you can bring a bigger crowd so that they can be part of this sensitive yet necessary conversation. So just to give a quick introduction on who our guest is. Behind every strong voice that speaks truth to pain is a story that refused to stay silent. Surviving Men series is the creator and curator of the Surviving Men series, a channel born from heartbreak, courage, and purpose. After losing his wife to maternal mortality, Kunguru, I will be mixing them up because these are SMS of Kunguru. Kunguru found himself standing at the intersection of grief, fatherhood, forced to relearn life while carrying the weight of love unfinished. What began as a personal search for healing has evolved into a national movement. We are going to explain why that is very crucial. Has evolved into a national movement. Aha. A space where men share their raw truths about loss, resilience, and the urgent need to reform our healthcare system. Through the Surviving Men series, Kunguru amplifies voices that were once unheard. Men navigating the silence after tragedy, the confusion of single fatherhood, and the long and even road to healing. But beyond the pain, Kunguru's story is one of transformation, of turning sorrow into service, grief into gifts, and memory into a mission. He stands not only as a bereaved husband, but as a bridge between lived experience and policy change, giving dignity to stories too often lost in statistics. Today, as we speak to him, we don't just meet a man who survived, we meet a man who is teaching others how to live again, and especially the men. It is important, and I just want to give a disclaimer before we start. Um, this conversation may contain sensitive and emotional content related to maternal loss, grief, medical experiences, and personal trauma. The stories shared here today are based on a lived experience and personal perspective. They are not intended to provide medical, legal, or psychological advice. Some of you may find this content triggering. Listener discretion is strongly advised. The Surviving Men series does not make accusations against any individual or institution. Our purpose is to raise awareness, foster open dialogue, and advocate for improved maternal health care. If you're somebody you know is struggling with grief or emotional distress, please seek professional support from a qualified counselor or mental health provider. It is important for me to put that disclaimer, and it is going to be running on the screen throughout the show, just to make sure that that is very clear. Kunguru, I have said a lot of words, but the best way to understand the guest is listening to the guest alone. So, to the people who don't know who SMS is, please introduce yourself to the world that is Tribe Goga, because I know most people are seeing you for the first time. Some people may have met you already, but who is SMS? Who is SMS?
Wow, wow, wow. I hope everyone can hear me, right?
We can hear you very well. I love your audio. It's perfect. And your voice is amazing.
Wow, wow. Thank you. I've heard that quite a lot of times. And
You know, normal people normally say thank you. It's like, oh, I know. It's like you say, I know. Look, I know.
yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that quite a lot. Anyway,
Yes.
I'm very grateful. I'm honored for everyone who's um, decided to join this particular platform. Actually, as you said, it's going to be a rather, I call it a thick and nerve scratching episode.
Okay.
Some of you might be shocked. Some of you maybe are aware. Some of you have actually, well, how will I put it? Have undergone the same thing.
Yeah.
However much maybe my concept or my perspective might be a bit different.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if I've lost you.
No, 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 I'm fine. Don't worry so much about the chats. I will be reading the chats on your behalf so that you can focus
Oh,
on the conversation. Yes, I got
okay,
you.
no worries, no worry, no worries. So actually, who is Surviving Men series or Kunguru itself? Actually, those are not my official names for a lot of people have been wondering. So Kunguru is like a family name from Onguru. So I
Yes.
decided to add a K and a W at another U at the end, and 87 definitely it's automatically. A lot of people used to say that definitely that's the year that you was born, and I was like, yeah, you're right, you're right. So I decided to choose Kunguru. Actually, it is not just a name; it has been patented, and it is actually it's a tax-paying name, or it's a
Nice.
brand name actually. Yeah, definitely. It runs across a lot of things. I've got other things that I'm doing. I don't call them small businesses. I just call them big businesses. I was once told to never call something small.
No,
So
never. There is nothing
never
small.
ever call something small. There's nothing
You
small.
have to
So
you have to
actually,
blow it up. Yeah.
definitely, definitely. So it is something that is running. I've been running it for quite some time. The Kunguru brand, more than 10 years and still counting. So
Nice.
I've ventured into a lot of things. So back to business. So who is Kunguru 87? I'm a father of two. Currently, currently, I added another small person also to the family. So currently, I'm a father of three, and
Nice.
yeah,
Congratulations.
definitely. I moved on from my previous let me call it escapee or whatever happened, which I'll be sharing here. So some of you call her my manager. So for you who know her, she's my manager. Actually, she's just watching. I can just see her smiling and laughing out loud.
Hi Yvonne, how you doing, Yvonne? I know you're watching. Let me give her a shout out. Thanks so much, Yvonne, for sharing your man with us today. I know you could have been doing what you guys normally do on Sunday, but I don't take it for granted. So thank you so much for your
Yeah.
time. Yeah,
Definitely. Even for the people who are here, the viewers, those who are watching from all walks of life,
yeah.
I'm grateful. I know it's a busy Sunday, it's family time, it's dinner, you're catching up. Tomorrow, people are going to their various duties. Those who are waking up, like Maria, from wherever you are, I'm grateful, I'm honored. And once again, I'll thank Maria for actually, can I say, like guiding me to reach this particular community. It's such an honor. You guys, it's such an honor. It's such an honor. It's a very nice team. I've walked in these streets, but there's been a tremendous trajectory and growth in the Goga fraternity. So everyone, if I've never told anyone at the Goga fraternity or team, feel appreciated and thank you. I believe I usually say the least you can tell someone is thank you very much. I don't take it for granted. I offer my support anytime, any day where anyone needs. Sometimes maybe I joke a lot. Some people don't get the joke. Some people get the joke, but that's why I call Maria my ex, because it is to spin the conversation. It is to spin the conversation and just try and come up with something. No, there's nothing ever personal. It's just let me just spill the beans today. It's usually to spin the conversation. Actually, Goga,
Uh,
I must say,
the only person you should be worried. The only person you should be worried about is, does Yvonne know that Maria is your ex?
definitely.
Yvonne, are you aware about these stories? But anyway, not my business. Let me drink my water and mind my business.
Sip your water.
Just on a lighter.
Yeah, definitely. So actually, I came to you, Goga, through Maria, and I'm grateful. I can never complain ever since I met you. It's been an upward trajectory. It's just going up. So allow me, because I know some viewers maybe don't understand English, so I'll be mixing each and every time Swahili and English. Someone just texted me, and they're saying also try and mix Kiswahili because they're not too much profound. They're just behind the curtains. Yeah, they're just behind the curtains, but all is well, Goga. No. I must give you your flowers. It's such an amazing team. I'm just behind there. I'm following. I'm just catching up. Don't worry, I'm usually behind there. Now, so apart from coming and joining you, why the Surviving Men series? Actually, it happened to me a few years ago. That was on 2021, if my memory serves me well. 2021. It was just a normal day. Come again?
That's just like 4 years ago.
4 years ago, yeah, 4 years plus. It was just a normal day. Everything was running smoothly. It's just a normal family. nothing out of the ordinary, trying to juggle in between life here and there. So I was expecting my second born, and everything was nice. So I won't go into much finer details because they at least scratch a nerve. But anyway, I'll just so that to bring you why the Surviving Men series. So like normal, my wife then decided that because we used to we used a different hospital, or I like calling them facilities. We used a different facility on my firstborn. So on the second-born, we decided let's use the one that is nearer to our home, and I was like, okay. And I can guarantee you, Mr. President, that wanaume wengi, they don't get involved when it comes to choosing a hospital or going to the clinics or going to the postnatal, antenatal. Or I can guarantee with certainty of around 80%. 100%. A lot of men don't do that. Yeah, I'm so certain about it. Go to these clinics, you'll never find men there. Rarely. You find men, those are they're new, how can I say, they're new couples in the town. They're new couples. Yeah. Or the man is so excited, like it's a first baby, like this, that's joy. But most of the time, men usually don't go. So, being the man I am, the local African guy I am, okay, just choose the worries. What's too much? It's just a hospital. Plus, a friend of ours had previously gone and delivered there. Personally, I never liked the facility because I'm that person. I've been told so much. I'm usually like so nitty-gritty. How did you get
this? I like how Maria is making a joke that you'll never see men in those places unless it's for content purposes.
Definitely.
Maria, can you be serious? Maria, we are serious. Focus.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You can never see men in this purpose. So actually, it was just a normal day, and so I was itchy about it. It's only that I was just also busy doing my own stuff. So I remember the question I'd asked is like, "What do you know about this?" She was like, that friend of ours. There's a very good close friend of ours, but the friend was too much to her. So it was like, walikuwa ndo marafiki sana kando na mimi.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay. I was like, since they, those things that don't capture your mind that particular time, those things that you usually don't put a lot of thought in it. So I was like, okay, it's okay. And that was it. So I remember there's an afternoon I'd taken her there for a clinic test, blah, 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 blah. Then now, let me tell you something there. Let me call you the clan or the community of Goga and everyone who's here from different walks of life, because I'm sure some are here, but they're just behind the curtains. I usually tell people, like I was even telling someone yesterday, that those people are going to die. It's like God gives them a sign, but they can't see. I've got more than 5 instances where these people start doing things that you cannot relate with it, but you cannot see it with the naked eye. Until the tragedy has happened is when you'll come to see, like, oh my God, this person was literally telling us goodbye. So I remember the last day she was forcing me, like, just take me to this hospital. You need to go and do, because remember the firstborn, and I wasn't too much into it. In fact, I only came in the delivery day. As I'm telling you, men don't go to these things. And I remember actually that particular year was our firstborn who was joining school. So apparently she was like, we need to go and get to this. I was like, what's this? You've already located the school. What's it? They just need the money. Go pay the deposit. No, she was like insisting, like, we need to go and see where this school is at. You need to take an off day from your work. I was like, I take an off day just to go and see where a school is at? I was like, what's in it? Okay. So there's a lot of things that I started doing the last minute. Are we still together?
No, yes, I'm listening.
I'll keep on checking so that
I don't end up talking. I'm listening. Just in case you ever want to notice, just study my nose. Then you'll know whether
Okay, no worries. So most of the time you'll find that I used to like last minute rushes is where we went to the school where we got the admission for the kid. Now we came back and I was attending to my normal duties. Remember, I'm an 8 to 5 person. I'm still employed. So now this very fateful day, I remember it was on the 28th. It was on 20th, sorry. 20th of June, of July, sorry. It's a normal evening. I was still out. It was around 8 p.m. And she's telling me I'm not feeling well. I think it's time. And I was like, okay. Are you, is it an emergency? Like, no, she just said, you just finish up what you're doing and come. And so I decided, okay, I'm coming. I wasn't just far. I was around in a 5-kilometer radius. So quickly I rushed home, picked her up and took her to this hospital. Now, a quick one, I'll tell ladies and gentlemen, for those who are inside here, it's very, very important that during this particular walk, so for those who are married and for those who are not yet married, for the people who are single also in the group, it's very, very important to take keen detail of your surroundings. Very keen detail. Remember that I'll tell you where this will come in as I continue to proceed. So take keen details of your surroundings. So I was not having that joy, or like, wow, I wasn't having that kind of joy. So I rushed her there. We went, checked in, and we go to that particular facility. I'll also tell you the name of the facility. It's not like a big thing. So we took her to the facility there. I stayed with her up to around, can I say, by the time I was getting home, it was around 8:30. By 8:40, because it's just a stone throw away from my home. By around, let me say, I left there by around 11 p.m. I left her and I went home. So when I went home, I had to text my immediate supervisor, informing her ABCD. So chances are I might not be coming in tomorrow. So that was good. In the morning, I call her, all was well. Also, that was on Tuesday. On Wednesday, for that particular week, I call her, all was well. So I decided, let me go and shave, because I had missed my I usually shave every weekend. So I went, did my shaving, then refreshed and went to the hospital. We stayed to that hospital like the whole day. Now, ladies who are in the building, ever since this tragedy, let me tell you, Goga, I respect women. Respect women. For the single men who are in the group, who are the community who are here, anyone who's listening from all walks of life, heshimu wanawake. It's something that I don't know even how to just make it you guys believe it. You have to just respect the women. Can you believe she was in labor for that whole Wednesday? Remember, it's during the COVID times. So I'm relying on phone calls. You're calling relatives here and there. Everyone is giving you advices. Oh, it'll be okay. I remember it was like that, blah, blah, blah. This thing is normal. It can happen like this. So for me, it was like, okay. So every time I used to go where she was actually at a ward, check on her. Because it's a woman's ward, I used to excuse myself. Because remember, in a woman's ward, chances are you'll find someone has just decided to walk nude. And you remember that saying where tunasema ficha uchi yazai.
Yes.
So at some point, I used to feel like, oops, okay, I think I'm in the wrong circle. So I just used to leave, step outside, go sometimes, grab some water, drink, go in my car, sleep, 10 minutes, text her, is everything okay? Then I used to come back. So actually, it was just that particular Wednesday, everything was going up and down, up and down. Everything was just moving. She's that pain. So now, during COVID times, we had a curfew from 7 p.m. So anyone
I
come to give advice during that time, 2021, you either give it through phone or you come before 6.
Before that,
because by where I lived, actually there used to be the police used to put a barrier just next to you could literally like oversee it when the cars are stuck there. So then I've had two cousins of mine, plus I have a very close relative of mine who lives just across the stone's throw away. So upon I told them, I was like calling them, hey, man, I think this thing is just getting out of hand because she's complaining, she's in too much pain, blah, 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 blah. And I'm telling you, ladies inside that particular place are really, is it wailing or I don't know what, it's not mourning. Mourning is a bad term to use. The normal cries they use because of pain, the labor pains and whatnot. So I'm also confused. So I decided, okay, what am I going to do? Say, let me call this individual. So what are they doing? Have they done this? Have they done what's ladies in the building, they know how to, they say sometimes you check the centimeter, whatnot. So for those who are not married or for those who are planning to get married, you get to know these things where you have a companion in your house. So basically, upon a lot of consultation and whatnot, because the pain was too much, we decided that you have to go for a C-section, a cesarean section. And actually pay attention to also this second point, a cesarean section. We had to go for it. I used to hear about it. I knew nothing about it. I never even Googled about it, but it was like a last resort. We had to undertake it because they had tried to induce her. For those who know, inducing is there's some injection are given to open your nerves and whatnot. So we decided, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Remember, I've spent there the whole day. So they did it. A few hours down the line, a baby boy was delivered, and she was taken to the, what do you call it? She was taken to the waiting bay. So she's there, the uncle is there, phone calls, oh, congratulations, blah, 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 blah. And remember, there's an aunt of mine who warned me and told me C-section is not on the table. She literally told me, like, God forbid there's curfew, but I would love to be there. That one is not an option. She was like, no. And I told her, you know what? You're not here. I have to make a decision because I'm frustrated. I'm alone. You know, that time everyone, and there's someone who once said, when trouble kicks in any human beings, me, yourself, everyone included, we tend to make decisions based on emotions. We tend to make the wrong decision at most of the time. So I wanted a shortcut out of it. Not necessarily a shortcut, but she was wailing too much. You're going there, she's literally crying and holding you so tight and complaining, like, we just have to go for it. And I was looking at her and I was like, you know what? What's the worst that can happen? Pop, pop, pop. Everything was done, chap, chap. And so the boy was brought and everyone was happy. Phone calls are rain coming from all walks. So you can imagine friends, relatives, everyone is calling. In fact, it was a busy night. Remember now people calling because it's curfew time. No one can come and visit you guys.
No one can come, so they have to.
No one can come.
No one can come. What, was your firstborn a boy as well, or it was a girl?
Yeah, definitely boy.
So second boy, nice. Okay.
Second boy. Yeah. Apparently, even the third is a boy.
Oh wow! Okay.
So actually, so everything was easy peasy, and the cousin of mine, because tomorrow he was going to work, decided, you know what? Actually, he's even here. He's watching, I'm assuming. He decided that he'll leave. The wife said that he'll come tomorrow morning, so that maybe she can pass by, check what 1 + 2s, and cross the T's and dot the I's, whatever is needed, and she'll come. So now I was left with the. In fact, there was a friend of mine. I remember there's another friend of mine who came but later left. Because again of the curfew, so I was now with my uncle. My uncle, we just live in the same radius, not more than 10 kilometers, 5 at most. So with her, do you know, actually we named even the boy that particular time. We named the boy that particular time. Everything was nice, happy, just the happy moments, the photos, and they left again. So I was the last person there. I stayed up to around 1 a.m. I remember 1 a.m. That's Friday morning.
Yeah.
So it's 1 a.m. Friday morning. I'm there, and I was like, I told her, okay. She was like dozed off because of the anesthesia, whatnot. So she was like, she's too tired. And then I remember I told her, okay, let me leave. I'm just a stone throw away. I'm not very far. Driving is 2 minutes. Walking is around 10 minutes. So let me go refreshen up, at least settle down, charge my phone well. Tomorrow is going to be a busy day, so I need also to just do 1, 2, 3. So what happens? I have to leave. So when I walk out, before I walked out of that particular maternity wing, there's the last joke that we made. I like joking a lot, by the way, Goga. Some people misunderstand me. I like
carry on.
This is the last joke we made. She told me that tomorrow when you're coming, make sure you carry some oranges for me. I joked and I told her, hey, I see you've employed someone who'll have opened by 5 a.m. Okay, why don't I give me the number so that I can call them? They prepare the fruits for me, because for crying out loud, it's 5 a.m.
Yeah.
What kind of fruit vendor is awake by then? But she told me, you will find the ways. I was like, okay, no worries. So I took the baby, I just placed the baby beside her because she was saying she was feeling a bit cold. And by the time I was leaving, she actually had dozed off because I was just seated there. I would remember praying. My grandies called. People just pray. In fact, there were phone calls that were coming at intervals. I've never received so much phone calls during that particular time. Because it's only phone call through that someone can get to you. So when I stood outside the hospital, it was total quiet. In fact, the only thing that was there was their ambulance, and it was being sanitized. Remember, it's still during COVID time. There was pitch darkness. There's lighting, but there was no one even at the reception. I could see across the hospital. Everything was quiet. Remember, it's 1 a.m. Saya wezi.
I
People
know.
are
And then it's a curfew. Nobody's supposed to be
nobody's
out.
yes. But definitely, in fact, it was what I could see. It was the ambulance, and the other side was only my car. So I moved into it. I called another friend of mine who was in. Oh, I spoke to him until I reached at home, because now he was encouraging me. Man, say congrats, everything's nice. Most of the time it's at night when they can find time to call you. I was like, my friend, you know what? I need to sleep. I need to bathe. I need to take a shower. I need to just sleep. I'm very exhausted. It's been a very tiresome day. Again, before I slept, again, my granny calls me. Everything is nice. Just the normal talks people call and encourage. So, what happens? I go to sleep. Do you think I slept? Let me ask you. Do you think I really slept?
How can you sleep? I'm sure you're just thinking you need to get back tomorrow and stuff.
Yeah. You see, rarely will people sleep. Anxiety, agitation, gas. There's a lot of things. So what happened is that I think I dozed off a bit, and at around 4 a.m. Let me say at 4 a.m. again, I was like, I'm an early riser personally. I do tell Maria and a lot of people, by 2 a.m. I'm usually done with my sleep. Not normally, in a normal day, by 2 a.m. So I think by 4 a.m. I was awake. I decided to go fix myself a mug of coffee, and I decide, let me take a shower. Let me refresh a bit.
Yeah.
So I don't charge my phone overnight. I just plugged it in. I like plugging my phone in the morning. I don't like charging my phone. So when I'm dressing, my phone rings. And let me take you back a bit. While I was admitting her, apparently there were 4 names. Everything was the same. The 4 names were so identical. So for me to differentiate her name in the system at the particular hospital, I had to add my phone number. You cannot add your name, because a name is not, it can alter a lot of things. I had to add my phone number. So it's in the morning at around, I finished bathing at around some few minutes to 5, and I'm getting a phone call. So, they receive a phone call, and I usually have a very bad character, though it's a funny character. Any new number, I wait for the true caller to identify this person. If I don't know that person, I just look at the phone, because I don't like phone calls in the morning and late at night. I don't like having bad news, or I don't like it. But it's a normal day for me. So I see the phone call, it's ringing. Oh, and I see the initials in this particular hospital. So I put it on loudspeaker, and I'm continuing to dress. And I just stood there and froze, because they tell you, hi, are you Mr. So-and-so? I was like, yes, I am. And you see the way you wait, like, and they told me that there's been the patient you've left here. Actually, I think the situation has worsened a bit. Can you get to the hospital? I think by the time that conversation was ending, I was at the door. I left literally with my sweat. I just took on I was in my vest. I never even wore a shirt or a t-shirt. I just took my sweater and my trousers, and I was at the door. I remember actually just knocking at the window of my night, like, switch off for me the coffee or the hot water that was boiling, because I wanted to fix myself. I just knocked at the door, because I knew she was awake. I had her moving, so I just knocked at the window and I left. So I'm driving, and something is telling me, no, maybe they've called the wrong number. Remember, there were 4 people with the same included. So information is just running. And remember, information is just running through my mind. I was like, no. So I rushed, and when I'm entering it, remember, it's too early. There was only another car that was standing right there, another person. And where I went and parked, I just went and parked just next to where the ambulance was. And there's someone who's standing outside the maternal wing. There's an eye this person just gave. You see, though, you look at someone with the corners of your eyes.
Yeah.
At that particular point, I just froze. I was like, okay, why are you giving that look? I don't know you. And I have this habit, because I've lived a bit in Mombasa. I was taught one thing: just greet anyone you meet. Anyone, security guards, anyone. So I just greeted him, habari yako, and he just answered me like, mzuri, and he kept quiet. So what did I do? I am walking in. As I'm walking in that particular facility, you walk in straight, there are wards. So she was actually in the last ward and in the corner. As I'm approaching that corner, I'm seeing like around, do you know they can count feet, and you're seeing like these around 3 or 4 people, and they've put a curtain beside that. That's where I just gasped for some air, and I was like, what is not happening? Why are these people surrounding this place? I can't see her. So immediately I just opened the curtain. What? And there she was, lying and sleeping and smiling. Then I just touched her, and I saw the resuscitating machine and whatnot. They were trying to resuscitate her, and I was like, oh my God. Goga, I froze. For a minute, I just froze, and I was like, okay. I'm still looking at her. I even touched the feet. She was pitch cold. For those she was pitch cold. For those who've touched a dead body, disclaimer, no offense taken. If someone has died in the close of, I know maybe there are nurses in the fraternity on the group.
We have
around
doctors.
1 hour.
We have,
Around even there's a doctor friend of mine. I believe she's also here. Around 1 hour is when the body can remain warm. Around 1 hour. But if find someone is cold, that person died a long time ago. Biologically proven and tested. I just touched her feet and she wasn't warm. Now I'm out of words. I'm even freezing. I'm trying to move, but I cannot even personally move. So what is happening? I cannot even, but I'm still looking at them. Then the anesthetic guy, I don't know if it's a surgeon, they're trying to approach me. And I'm like, kindly do not tell me what I'm thinking. So I just walked out. And when I'm walking out, you remember the guy I came in and he looked at me? He's coming to give me a hug. And I told him, no, don't even touch him. Don't. So I just went and walked away. I just came out of that hospital walking, and I went and I stood very far. Very, very far. I decided, I don't want to believe it. Let me call. You remember there's a cousin of mine, the wife had come. So I decided to call her. Hi. And she told me, hi, morning. I was like, where are you? And she told me, I'm just preparing. I'm trying to take a shower. Then I told her, come right now. She was like, what do you mean right now? I told her, come right now as I'm talking to you. Stop whatever you're doing, leave whatever you're doing, and come right now. I hung up. I called the uncle of mine. Remember I told you this uncle of mine lives 5 radius. I tried to call him. His phone was not going through. I think network issues we have at this side of ours. So I called the wife. I told her, hi, have you woken up? She told me, okay, I haven't woken up, but the kids are already, because of the kids, definitely you can be awake. I told her, I'd wish for you to come right now. She was telling me, Kwani, what is it? I told her, come right now. She asked me, where are you? I told her, I'm at the hospital. I remember hearing you see the way people just barge out of a room to the phone.
Yes.
And I just hung up my phone. So a few minutes later, I'm seeing the anesthesia and the doctor then coming. Why am I calling her or him a doctor? Is because they are wearing a white robe and a stethoscope. And I'll also tell you later on, don't differentiate. There are no doctors in most of these facilities. Those are just medical officers and clinical officers. A lot of people like calling them doctors, for crying out loud. Those are not doctors. They're not even qualified to be a doctor. But what we call them, doctors. Daktari amesema. They're here. They usually call them daktari amesema, daktari wangu. So I see them coming and approaching me, and I'm trying to duck them. And one of them is just telling me, just come. We want to talk to you. And I'm like, Kylie, don't talk to me. I might say something and it might come out badly, and I don't want. So don't confirm to me. I'm just waiting for someone. That cousin of mine acted very fast. Within 10 minutes, she's coming. She's asking me. So she never saw me, but I was outside. I could see her. She just walked. She came in and found my car. It was just standing right next at the entrance. And she walked in. She went there. There's an alarm or there's a shouting she did. And when she came out, she was looking for me. And we met eye to eye. I knew this was it. This thing has happened. She's no longer there. Let me take you back a bit. I was working the other time. I used to like calling her Mamake. When this guy given me that, I was approaching and calling her Mamake, and there's no one responding. That it's a joke we used to make with her. Like the other people call themselves babes, darling, sweetheart, and what. I used to call her Mamake, and that time I was calling and she was not responding. So fast forward, when I was asking this cousin of mine, now the wife, I was asking her, is it true? And she was like, I'm very sorry. And I was like, is it true? She was like, I'm very sorry. She just, I think she like almost fainted because she just fell down. She was wailing. So I went personally and confirmed, and I saw her. She was normal. I couldn't sit there. When I came out of that particular, now the maternity wailing, my uncle had already arrived. And my uncle just came with his sleeping, what do you call those pajamas, and he
Pajama.
was and he's big bodied. He came like, what has happened? What has happened? And the wife, when she came out, we know the way the wife comes and saw the cousin, she found the cousin was crying, and she just started touching her hand. What is it? Is the baby dead? I could not even open my mouth. And when he went there, he found out that, you see the way they cover a body. He came out and he just said, what has happened? And he's big bodied and he was shouting to them, what has happened? During this time, it's in the morning, people are calling me. There's another colleague of ours was calling me. And you said, where is the hospital?
Yeah.
Someone is coming to confirm so that they can come and do what? See the baby before they go to their normal jobs.
Yeah.
And you
Before
said,
they
where
go
is the
to work.
hospital? Because now I was having a phone. I could not even answer. You see, I'm seeing a phone call. I could not even answer. As usual, I have how can I say? I'm an orphan. So I lived a lot with my aunties, but more with my grandma. My grandma is an early riser. As usual, a few minutes to 6, she's calling. She wants to know, have you gone to the hospital? Have you carried down ABCD? So I'm looking at her phone and she's calling. She's literally calling continuously.
Yeah.
And remember, there were bad days. I said I could not answer. So this uncle of mine took my phone and saw, oh, it's my grand who's calling. So do you know this uncle of mine picks up the phone and tells my grandma? So the uncle assumed I've already given her the information. So the uncle is receiving the phone call and telling him, I'm very sorry, because now the uncle calls my granny auntie. I'm very sorry, auntie, for the loss that you guys have. And my grandmother was like, what do you mean? You know, I could hear.
Oh, yeah.
In the
But she's
background.
not
What do you
aware.
mean? I'm calling to confirm. She couldn't take it. She was like, what do you mean? She hung up. She called my number again. She asked me, she called me my name, Prince Connie, who is that who's having your phone? I was like, Nina, I can't speak right now. I might end up answering. You just speak to whoever is talking to you. She's like, tell me what has happened. Has the kid died? I told her no. Then what has happened? A few seconds later, that friend of mine from Dubs is calling. A few minutes later, there's another friend of mine from Rwanda is calling. A few later, all people, people, it's around 6 now, phone calls are coming in. So you don't know if they know the news or they don't know. You don't know even what who do you want to respond to? How do you respond to this particular phone calls? So what I did, I diverted my number to my uncle's phone number. So when the phones were coming, they were just diverted there. I'm telling you, women, I respect you once again. It's such a painful journey. It's such a painful journey because all hell broke loose. People started trickling in. In fact, for the better part of that half day, everything came to a standstill. My grandmother could not believe what we told her. She had to fly in all the way from Ushago. She said, you know the way we Luos we are. She said, you guys were just making stories.
We have to confirm, yeah.
We have to confirm. How she got a ticket, how she managed to read it at home, I don't know. I literally don't know. You know that things are just happening. She just came. Now everyone is calling. Another friend of mine, now the guy from by his own, who's calling me and he said, "Hey, you've woken up." I told him, he's called Joshua. I told him, Joshua, all letters broken. He was like, what do you mean? I told him, actually, we've lost them. That can be how? See, we spoke with you, not even 5 hours have not elapsed. I told him, yeah, I'm not lying to you. I've got very funny uncles. They're very well connected. Before you notice, the media people already there. So everything is just haywire. And people came. And let me tell you, Goga fraternity, apart from your relatives, build relationship with friends. Like for now, I have a community here. I'm not related directly or indirectly with anyone here, but build a community with friends, because a lot of friends I can say came through and they're still coming through. It's been very tough. A lot of friends came through. So what am I trying to say? We lost at that particular night. We had to involve an advocate to give us further clarification, because I took someone who was walking into that particular facility and they came out with someone on a body bag. That's a very fragile thing. You have to be very keen with these things. You know, that's now a police case. You've gone there walking, you're coming out as in a body bag. I'm grateful the kid is still alive. And it's been a tough journey. So fast forward, everything we went, they tried to do their PR stance there. As I told you, I've got very crazy uncles. They came in, media people were there. They started airing these things. Now phone calls are coming from all walks of life. I have to even switch off my phone. I had to take my kids who were here to transport them to a different location because you just know the world of nowadays technology. I didn't want that whole bazaar thing. And I remember when I was instructing someone to come and pick them up to take them to another uncle of mine, my kid was asking me like, Kwani, where is daddy and where is mom? The firstborn. I was like, we are coming, don't worry, we are coming. So before he noticed, he was just seeing, because for some minute they were staying someplace. For some minute he was just seeing the brother there, but he's not seeing the mom. So each and every time he was like, oh, I'm seeing my brother here, so where's mom? And I was like, don't worry, she's coming, because you don't even know how to break this news to this particular kid. So fast forward, remember it's during COVID times, you have to bury quickly, it's burial.
Yeah.
And we went buried, it was a bit ish. So fast forward, upon a lot of consultation, I decided to sue this particular hospital or this particular facility. There's a procedure. You have to file through the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentist Board unit. So take note of the KMPDU. I'll come back to it. Everyone take note of that particular body, because lack of information, I call it ignorance, or rather not ignorance, because a lot of us this is where a lot of us are failing. Men in my position and even any other person. This is where most of us are failing. So we reported this thing and it's been an ongoing case. Now, why the Surviving Men series? See, the burial is finished. See, everything, people have gone to their normal lives. Men are forgotten outside there. Goga, I can count for you the women who are here, the Paulines, the Marias, the Eves, the Hakikas, the Grace, everyone who's here. I believe you guys are in more than 10 chamas. Goga, are you in any chama?
Yes.
How many of them?
I think there are quite a number. There must be like over 8 now.
You're 1 out of a million. A lot of men are usually not in chamas. A lot of men don't talk.
Chamas, maybe just to explain to our non-Swahili speakers what chama means. Chamas are like welfare groups. Yeah? Am I saying it correctly? Yeah, just to translate. So it's like belonging to like a welfare group of people with like a common interest. That's what he's referring to. Carry on.
So men don't usually talk. Men, we keep it to ourselves. Men don't come outside here and talk about their problems. We feel embarrassed. Like, I can guarantee you, Goga, men cannot go to women and request for money because we are brought up to be providers. Men outside there don't like to talk about it. I can tell you this story. I've told it. I was even telling it the following day as people are coming to my place to mourn and do what. And there's another friend of mine who told me, God, you must have some strength to just tell it like that. And I told them, you know what? It's the least you can do for the people who remained, because you can't also go on a zombie zone or in a flight mode. You have to move on. You have to move on. I take you back a bit. The speech that was given by the late Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, the daughter. People were like, I actually respected her so much. You've been with this person to the last minute, and you can still have the courage and the strength to stand alone and give such a speech. If you've never lost anyone, take it from me. That speech is usually the very most hardest speech ever. Talking of someone, not unless you never loved that person, but if you love, maybe it's your hubby, your husband or your wife, or your son or your daughter, or your mother or your sister, or even the friend of yours that you're so close to, like your Bonnie and Clyde, you can never give a speech towards them. Personally, I could not even read the eulogy. Personally, could not. It's very impossible. So when Winnie Odinga read the eulogy of the dad, I saluted her, because it takes some very much strength. So what am I trying to say? Building on friends and building on these chamas, or building on these groups. Why did I come with Surviving Men series? Because after some time, I started seeing these cases of going on in Kenya. These cases of maternal death are going on in Kenya each and every time. These cases are just there. And a little buddy came into my ears and told me, why don't you start a support group for these people? Why don't you guys start talking about these facilities? Because you know what, Goga, let me give you the best explanation ever. I believe you travel a lot. Let me say someone like, we've gone to visit Maria in Florida. or if you're going to visit Grace Maku back in Kilifi County, or if you're going to visit anyone within your scope of surrounding. So I'll use Maria, who's in a far distance, and we've landed. The first question I'll ask Maria is, Maria, I've come here for 5 days. Kindly point to me the direction where I'll get a good hotel. Do you know what Maria will say? This one is expensive. This one, there's value for money. This one, their food is bad, but you can sleep there, but their food is bad. This one, their beddings are infested with what do you call
Bed bugs.
Bed bugs. This one, they're thieves. Now, where did they come with this group? Disclaimer: these are not Goga's words; these are my own words. We are trying to shame these hospitals because most of us are walking into death traps. Most of us are walking into death traps. People of the internet, those who are here, how many chemists or pharmacists are around your surrounding right now? For those who are in Kenya, Nairobi to be specific, Goga, even yourself, how many chemists are around your neighborhood?
There are so many. I think it's like the new business here. It's like I think the chemists are even more than the mamambogas.
Thank you very much. You come to see that. You see a lot of. Sorry, someone is trying to text me.
And once again, guys, if you have not yet connected to SMS, there's a link that is pinned on top of my chat. Please make sure you are connected to his house. Please watch the live stream from his channel. I can see all of you guys are there. So the link that is pinned on top of my chat will throw you directly to the live stream. Let us support that channel so that he can reach out to more people. We need to grow that house so that at least this is a good cause. This is amazing advocacy. So that at least the more he expands, the more he can reach out to more of these men. And that's why we're calling it the Surviving Men series. So there's a link that is pinned on top of my chat. Jump on that link so that you're able to be part of this community. SMS, carry on.
So a lot of us, a lot of men, a lot of women, we walk into any chemist or pharmacist. Now mwana kichwa, my head is aching. I'm having a flu. I'm having a sore throat. And you believe and you trust the person who's worn a white dust coat there with an what do you call the stethoscope? You believe those people, you believe those people are doctors. For your information, some of them even don't have any paperwork. It's quite amazing. You see these hospitals that there's a video I did, I think 2 days or 3 days ago, and the current health CS, Honorable Aden Duale, do you know he said he's going to close down over 3,600 facilities? That's a big number.
It's huge.
That's a big number. And do you know what is the topmost reason? Does anyone know what is the topmost reason? What I'm talking about today.
Absolutely.
What I'm talking about today. And the one that is heading that is in Kiambu County. Maternal health. Can you imagine that? It's like people do not want to take care of these women nowadays. It's like an object. Would you believe me, Goga, when I told you every day in Kenya we lose 2 women due to maternal death? Those are reported cases. 2 women.
Every day.
Every day. Statistically. Proven, tried and tested. Every day. Would you believe me? 2 women are usually lost each and every single day. So, why did I start the Surviving Men series? It's because I want to look for these men to come out and speak. Currently, I'm in a group. That group, we're around 8 of us. Most of them have had the worst of them. Most of them have even lost their wife and the kids. And what is the top line? Negligence. Do you know, for those who are not married, newly married, you've got no idea about, what is going to happen next. You've taken your wife, you've even employed a nanny, you've taken her to the hospital, you come back home. Before you even reach home, I have a friend of mine, before he reached home, he left the wife, given birth through CS. Before he's reaching home, because it's around 11 p.m., 12 a.m., before he reaches home, he's being called back again. Come to the hospital. And I usually don't understand this facility. They don't come back. They don't call you to come and this. It's not like the person's condition has worsened.
Hmm.
They call and this person is already dead.
Wow.
So now you wonder, are they calling you to come and collect the dead? Okay, what's the main reason of calling?
Because
Are they calling
they
you to
could have.
come and collect the dead?
Absolutely. And I can even imagine because you got the same callback a
You
few
see,
hours after
you
being
see,
left at the hospital.
I usually don't understand as much as they try to sugarcoat it because maybe they are saying that there's a way you can delay some information. Goga, the people of the internet, it is very wrong. You've taken your mother, you've taken your sister, you've taken your daughter, you've taken your wife, walking into a hospital. You're being called to come and collect a dead body, a carcass. It is very wrong by all measures.
Uh,
Sorry.
I noticed you're speaking to somebody. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. You find that once people have gone, buried, dust are settled, the men go and find themselves. Personally, I have a firstborn, so I'm not that badly hurt. Have you ever asked yourself, for ule mwenye ana alikuwa na mtoto hata mmoja?
It was their first one.
It was the first one. They've gone. There's a way you know, let me tell you, women are very important. There's a way maybe you used to come sit. The way I know some men come sit, put their legs on top of the coffee table, wait for dinner to be served.
Yeah.
Honey, the water is ready. You can take a shower. Everything's done for you. You know, for women, the sisters usually remain behind. For men, who remains behind? So you're opening that door, viewers. Maybe if you had some pets like mine, you have to take them to the neighbor to be taking care of the pets. So you've opened the door and the doors are just looking at you and the room is just looking at you. So what's next? I think it's been 3 weeks. There's a friend of mine, actually, he had a very severe headache. It is so severe that he's been hospitalized. He's been hospitalized because after the wife passed away, due to the same cases, due to the same, I don't.
Welcome, Miss Service. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Tim Myers, nice to see you. Judith, run with me. I see you there. Thank you so much for popping in. And Helen, thanks so much for helping me out with the chats, guys. In case you're on, SMS live stream, don't type in capital letters. That Nightbot is crazy. So just type in normal text. Just type in normal text. Don't type in capital letters. Don't do a lot of emojis. Just write normally. Just write normally. Right. And once again, if you're on my live stream and you've not connected to our Sunday service guest and you are really following this story, please feel free to make sure you are connected to him and watch the live stream from there. SMS, just to give you a bit of a break before you continue, let me just get you what the chat is saying. So Eva Kika, who is watching, say just trying to agree with you that yes, induction is very painful, my goodness. And then Dr. Soita was talking about what you're saying earlier. It's called labor progress and dilation in centimeters. Just trying to give us the medical background. Eva Kika is shocked that you have a third born. That is a thing. That is that of a light touch. Manenze, who works in a hospital all the way in South Africa, and at least he's a man speaking. Manenze says, men don't want to talk. You're so right, but this needs to change. Helen Akoya, who is also having 3 kids, the latest being the twins, who just turned 1 year the other day. She agrees and says, true, maternal deaths are really on the rise. And then Manenze again saying, the speaker is really hitting the nail on the head. Being ashamed is not going to help us. Let this movement spread all over the world. And then he agrees with you that yes, it is so painful to hear this story because he has had an experience in their hospital. So yeah, so just to give you a hint of the chat following the conversation, and yeah, carry on.
So thank you very much for all the compliments and all the encouragement. It's been a tough journey. So why the SMS? A little buddy told me, personally, I have that trait of I like bringing people together. I'm usually very outspoken. Personally, I believe I have that skill. I have that character
Let
in
me
me, and
let me ask you, what is like your profession? Because that can speak volumes about that skill. you
I've
can
got very
you
many
can
hats.
yeah, which is like
But professionally, the main core, I'm more profound in sales and marketing, stroke procurement,
there
stroke
you there,
logistics.
there you go. There you go. You talk for a living. You talk for a
I
living.
talk for a living. I
You're
talk for a
bound to
living, actually.
you're bound to convince people to buy things for a
Exactly,
living. So there you go.
exactly. I have to just persuade you by all measures possible. So I'm more of an outdoor guy than an indoor guy, basically. I have a very nice team where I'm working, so it's just a very nice team we're having. So personally, I like being outspoken. I believe I'm that person who I take a lot before I respond to issues. I like using the 80-20 rule. Like I listen for you 80 and I talk 20. And when I strike, I'm like a leopard. I doubt if I miss my target most of the times.
Nice.
So yeah, basically a little buddy told me you need to bring these men together because people of the internet, allow me to call you people of the internet. A lot of men are suffering outside there. As I've told you, a single man just comes into his house. He was used to be doing things in a certain way, in a certain plan or ideas. Everything just came to a pause, and these things can no longer happen the way they were used to be happening. I'm
And
telling you.
and this is just to give you context. There's a comment here by Big Banana Derek. So Derek says he's a victim. They cut wrongly the umbilical cord. It was during it was hard, and I was far from the village and unemployed.
Very true, very true. I'll also touch that on a lighter note.
Yeah.
So you find that there's this thing I like calling butua. I like making butua a human being. Once you've come from home, from those who coming from Ushago or the rural areas,
yeah,
if you're coming back to the city, the urban areas, butua is usually right next at your doorstep, waiting for you keenly. Butua who are most of the time usually seated like this, waiting for you to come. Do you know what butua does to you? Butua gives you the reality. I call him butua. Butua is B-U-T-W-A. You heard that alipigwa na butua. Butua waits for you and gives you now the reality. Now you're back to the drawing board.
Absolutely.
There's no kid. There's no mother. Maybe the nanny was there, ama maybe she left, or maybe she's still hanging on there. If these individuals are not taken well care of at that particular moment, their heads can go bonkers. Their heads can go bonkers. That's why a lot of us, again, men who've lost their wives, they end up shouting to the social media, going on TikTok, going on IG, going on FB, shouting, and then after some time, what happens? The dust settles because they don't have what we call a strategy. The latest one that happened in Nakuru County, that guy went and camped with his family at that particular hospital. But as of now, what has happened? Everything is just like resuming back to normalcy. Now, this is where I decided, no, things cannot be normal. Goga, today, unfortunately, women who are here, we've lost 2 women on average. Those are reported cases because average is the statistic given by the World Health Organization upon 100,000 live kids that have been given birth. 100,000. In Eastern Africa, Kenya, leading, we do read about around 600 women usually die within a span of 1 year. How many days do we have in a year, Goga? 360. 600 plus divided by 2, averagely 2 women. And these are reported cases.
Reported, the ones that we know.
Reported cases. Do you know why the current CS of health decided that he is going to close down 3,600 health facilities? because most of these facilities are also not reporting the correct data. So do you get where this thing is just jinxed? Meaning we have got numbers more than 500 or 600. We are speaking of 1,000.
They're more.
How many of us who are in up country, like our brothers just said that the wife, he lost the wife who was in up country. How many of us have this kind of platform you've given me? How many of them have smartphones? Have you ever wondered why you go to up country and you find like very many kids with their grandparents and you start asking where their mothers are and it'll be given stories from here to Timbuktu? It's because no one wants to talk about them. So reported cases, it's 2 women every day. I can guarantee you with certainty more than 100%. We have more than 5 women daily.
It is more.
So the question is, what are the women doing about it? And what are the men doing about it? And what are the whole community doing about it? The whole citizens of this particular nation. Would you believe me if I told you Tanzania brought the numbers to be less than 300? Same as Rwanda. Yeah. We call ourselves the first world. We call ourselves the epitome of Africa, right? But our numbers have started going up. I'm telling you, just go. Check in one of the videos I did. Google, the information is there that over 3,600 facilities will be closed down. And the number one header or the headline of this particular reason will be maternal care. What does it tell you? It's when the government was like, hiya, you guys, this thing is taking a tall order. So
Like
when there's abandonment, it is a serious case. Goga. Goga, imagine that person is coming home to an empty house. Butua is waiting for him at the doorstep. When reality kicks in, so as depression. Butua and depression are usually just hand in hand like this. A lot of us...
Koguru, yes. Let me ask you a question, and that's a good way to just segue into maybe the conversation, because it's a very moving story. You are with your wife like 4 hours ago. 4 hours later, you're being called. You're getting ready. You want to go to the hospital to see her. You're getting a call. You have to rush there. She's gone, and it's like she had left a long time. And probably they were just now the facility clearly just had no way of like hiding it anymore. They had to bring you in. Relatives are coming in, the media is here, a lot is going on, your grandma has to fly in. That must have been a very long day, to be honest. Is it the 20th or the 21st of July?
We call it the 20th because now the 21st now is the day.
The 21st because now that was the following day.
Yes.
So the 21st of July 2021 must have been a very bad day for you. Like it must have been a lot.
With all the months preceding is usually a bad day for me because unfortunately it's the birthday of my second born.
No way.
He was born that morning.
Yeah. So it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. Let me. At least you did have. You had your cousin, your uncle is here. And I like how you are very specific on his big body and stuff. How intimidating it can be. Properly, woman. People are coming in. Colleagues are now probably coming in, and now they're getting the news, and you are trying to process it in the best way you can. For you, you have lost the mother to your children. You are 2 children by then. You've lost your wife. You've lost your sweetheart. When did it sink? Because the shock as a way of like and psychologists always say that shock that is like God's way of protecting us from ourselves. That's why shock is normally to protect you from yourself. When did it sink in that you've just become the father and mother in that family? Like the day has gone, now you're processing, things are happening, the body has to be moved to the morgue. Now when the logistics stopped, what was that point that it just dawned on you that, oh my God, I have to go and tell my firstborn who is at home the reality of things? Because you can't hide it for so long. You may say that, don't worry, mom is fine. When did it think that I've just become a single parent in this home? I have to take in a bit. I have to now tell a kid delicately that the mom is not going to come back anytime soon. Yeah.
So, thank you very much for that question, and anyone who's asking questions on the chat platform. So, I've received that news, and I had to act very fast. Actually, sometimes I do say that having that quick thinking is a very good. It came out very strong because the first thing I decided to do is move the kid and the nanny to a different location. As I'm telling you, I've worked in 4 different companies within a short period of time. So I've been going there collecting friends. Same as her. She worked in 4 different companies. So she's going collecting friends. So you can imagine the magnitude. That's what I'm telling you, friendship is very important. So because a lot of people will have come home, because I need to hide from these people, because everyone is like, how, when, how? Let me just say, do you know there are some people coming to that hospital that morning to come and visit her before going to work?
Yeah.
Have you ever come to a hospital, you're going to visit someone and you find people crying and you're like, these faces look familiar. I think I know that guy. That's the husband. Okay, what's up? Only to be told,
because it was a pleasant conversation before you went to sleep.
Yes. I'm telling you, to date, I've never asked my granddie, like, people tell me, how did you manage to come? How did you? I've never sat down with her. People tell me, how did you manage to pull that one out? Because that was a fast. She called that uncle of mine, the one I'm telling you, and told her, I'm at the airport. Come and pick me up.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, is she also dreaming? She's having her own friends. She's like, no. Then my uncle told me, let me just go and pick her up. How she pulled it, I still don't know. But I thank God. So basically, when I moved them to another place, because now my house, I know the way we Africans do our thing, people come into the house, I had to move them. So I had this very good friend of mine. He goes by the name Amos. We're with him in this house now. Now we are 2 men. There's no lady because the nanny has gone with the other kid. And in fact, it's so unfortunate that when the news reached home, someone told my nanny from home. She never heard it from me.
Oh.
Yeah, because I just call her. You know what? Someone is coming to pick you up. She's taking you somewhere. She was like, no, don't ask me too many questions.
Yeah. I mean, you're the boss. Listen to what I'm saying.
Someone is coming to pick you up with a kid, pack a few items, 1, 2, 3. You're going to someone else's home. So it is someone who called her from home to confirm that what I'm hearing, is it the truth? She was like, what are you telling me? Are you getting this conversation? And during that particular time, another aunt of mine told me, we can't let the kid spend another day in this hospital. I was like, you do what you think you can do. Because right now, I'm still not thinking very well. I'm not even thinking straight. Yes, I'm trying to man up, as we're being told with the community, you have to man up, but I wasn't thinking straight. And she said, I'll pick the kid. Remember, I've never in my entire life imagined that I'll be left with a toddler.
The baby is 1 hours old, not even 1 day old. Hours old. Yeah.
That's why, again, I'll repeat in this platform. Women, we thank you very much. I respect you. I give you the utmost respect that can be given with a normal human being. I can even clap for you. I respect women. I can never despise a woman. I've never despised a woman. I don't intend to despise a woman, and I will never despise a woman. No matter what they've done, provided they want to put the food on the table, that's a woman. Let her be. Single mothers in the house, congratulations a million times. Goga, you've been left with a toddler. So you're asking me, how did it come to settle in? I've taken the kid to another aunt of mine. Apparently, some of my friends, some of our friends knew where the kid was. I had to ship the kid again to a now far distant relative. Because, I don't want too much. Because people are like, we want to see the kid. And they were putting pressure on me. So, you know what? I told them, the kid is in such a place. You go there, just say, they'll allow you. By the time those people are getting to that particular place, I've already shipped the kid to another place, a different destination. There's an aunt of mine, and I really thank her very much. She said, you know what? I'll take care of these kids wholeheartedly. Remember, there's no clothes, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Ile alikuwa kona kwa hospitali. I even didn't know how they're buying. Even the injections, I didn't know. I didn't know what those people are doing. Because kids, they've got those injections they have to do the first 3-4 days. The good thing, she's an elderly mom. She's got big kids. In fact, the last born just graduated from university, I think 2 years ago. So she knows all to do. Remember, I'm not even aware. Now I'm at home here with my friend. That particular day first, an aunt of mine told me, you can't go to sleep in your house in this state you are. And
No,
took 2 hours
yeah.
because a lot of people could have come to my place. So just as we were at the morgue station, I just dived into another Uber and disappeared. Because a lot of people, what really happened? That's the question, because you're the last person you're seen with this person. Can you tell us what really happened? So I just He just told me, just go to my house, so and so is inside the house. I went there and I locked myself into the room. Goga, I've never cried until mucus comes out of my nose. I cried and I cried and I really questioned, I really prayed. Now it's when it's dawning me, so what's next? I've been left there. How do I even start with the kid? This one, the big one, okay, because the nanny was there, I knew to tie a diaper. But these are toddlers. This is what we call milk. So after that particular first day, after I left her place because I had to come to my place, visitors are coming in, blah blah blah. So most of the time when I couldn't sleep. I remember there was some medication I used to be given, some tablet. I can't remember what was again to get some sleep, because people might be making stories and you're just there. Kumbe you're physically there, but mentally
You're not there. Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, things are running to my mind. Okay, what's next? I was like, I even questioned God. You've given me very many exam papers, but this one was a tough one. This one was like, I never saw this one coming. This is an exam no one is prepared for. That's why we have a very good relative of ours. He's a reverend, actually, in Anglican church. He said, and he quoted a book in the Bible that we all know the amount of money we have in our account. What you don't know is the amount of time we have. Do you know that, Goga?
That's true.
We all know how much balance we have in our bank accounts, but no one knows how much time we are left with in this world. Because I was like, why this? Wow, this is an exam I wasn't even prepared. There was not even a mock exam for it. I didn't know what to do. That particular time is when that information is not trickling in. The information is not trickling in because you don't know what's next. You don't know what's next. Okay, I've never been hands-on on a burial. Relatives have gone, but it has never knocked the door like my door and I opened.
You've never had to do it. Like,
I've never had to do it, and I'm not only doing it, I have the first-hand experience on it.
And everyone is waiting for your decision.
Now, there's this question a lot of people usually ask, and I take it from me. For those who've never lost their loved ones, for those who've lost their loved ones, someone has ever lost their loved one, please stop asking the bereaved person what happened. Getting to know what happened will never bring that person back. I hate that. There's an uncle of mine who called me. Can you tell me? I shouted at him. I really insulted him, and he's a grown-up. And I even hung up the phone.
I stopped judging people for it, because I remember it's their own way of dealing with the shock. And they just do it. They just ask. They really don't want an answer. It's just how they don't want to accept it. So I learned never to judge when people ask what happened. It's a reaction. Because even when you tell them, they will still ask more questions.
The best way to ask someone is just offer and stop writing RIP. RIP. Just, if you need to send them a WhatsApp message, just say, kindly accept my sincere, deepest condolences.
Yes, absolutely.
Rest in peace. Or family and friends, kindly accept. Stop asking. And then, who are you asking? The victimized person.
Yep.
So, That person asked me what really happened. I ended up insulting them. So because this information is when it's trickling down to answer your question, the information is not coming in like this is you now. Now is when you want to be called, okay, when do you think we should set the burial date?
Yeah.
What kind of coffin? What I used to tell someone, whoever asks me a question, I used to tell them, do this, do it at your discretion. If you think whatever you're doing is right, do it. Remember, men don't usually find themselves in such situations. Most of the time, even in burials or in weddings, a lot of men, usually their phone, even if they go to these meetings, all they want to hear where they send the money.
Yeah.
For those who've been visited at school with our dads used to come with magazines for those who their dads used to visit them. But your mom will think of cooking. Your dad used to come with the magazine here and tell you, how have you performed? Where's the performance score? Where? Okay, that's all. Okay, you're good. You're well. Anything you want from me or money? Where do I send? And they're gone. But now, Goga, someone is asking you, when do you plan? What do you think we can do? What do you think? What I was like, you have to do this by your own. If you think that whatever you want to do, if you think this is the Bible, it's correct, it's good with you, so you do it. If you think this, you do it. So that's because this information is trickling in, and you're shivering. To some extent, you're shaking because you don't know what is happening.
Yeah.
Is it the reality? Are you dreaming? So that's why I decided to come up with this channel, the Survival Men series. I set up the ban, I set up everything, but I never posted anything again for quite a long time.
Kongoro, did you have any? You talked about a friend.
Yes.
You talked about your aunt coming through, but just during, going through, because this is a very difficult conversation. You are the bereaved.
Mm-hmm.
You are mourning. Yes. You have to become the planner because it is COVID season, and COVID, you could not draw out the burial process. It had to be done in the quickest time possible. You have to deal with the hospital here because it's the hospital, and you have your own beef with them.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a support system before you thought of even SMS? Are there people just were there with you just through the process, or are you shouldering this burden on your own? Just somebody to even help you, because I know you are crying right now. You cannot think logistics, and for me, when I had to go through a deep family loss, I am lucky that people carried that problem. I could literally, I was a zombie. I could not do anything. So they came through and they handled that business. So for me, I just showed up clearly at the funeral, and I was still lost half the time. Was there a support system? Just somebody to just be close to you, because clearly you cannot be alone. And then the reality is sinking in, but nobody knows how you're going to react as well. Was there somebody at least in that season, that at least you can look back and say, thank God they took charge, or you had to do this?
There's this great friend of mine. He's still a very close friend of mine. Actually, he's no longer a friend. He's my brother, because he became part of our family back way before then, and even right now. So he was actually in Lamu. He works for a tour company that we associate with him also.
Yeah.
He was also part of the people that I'd called that previous night. And when he told me, oh, you know what, I'm tired, he was telling me I have to take some guests to Lamu. We'll catch up tomorrow morning. Everyone will catch up tomorrow morning. I remember that morning, the fateful day, when I called him, he was actually driving, and he told me, there's a way we joke with each other. He was like, brother, and I told him, my friend, come. He told me, sijakusikia poa. And he was like, I'm driving. I told him, come. I told him, he's called Amos. I told him, Amos, come. He told me, sijakusikia poa. Nikamwambia, what's up? Nini mbaya kwani brother? The way you joke with someone on the phone. I was telling him that.
He actually had, but he's like, wait, what did he actually ask me?
And I told him, Mamake has died. He told me he did an emergency on the road and put the bus beside the road, sorry. He told me, repeat again? What have you said? What happened? He told me, okay, don't even answer me. I'm coming right away. Remember, he's on his way to Lamu.
He
He
had to
was in
just.
he told me he had to bring those guests back to the hotel because he hadn't left very far. He had to
Yeah.
bring them back to the hotel. When he's bringing back to the hotel, he's calling his immediate boss, telling him there's an emergency and I have to leave right now. So he
Wow.
had to bring them back to the hotel. He tried to look for a flight from Malindi to Nairobi. It was impossible. He had to jump on a cab. Remember, it's COVID time, so transportation is a problem.
Yes.
I'm telling that's what I'm saying. Invest in friends. Invest even in most of the relatives. But I like if relatives will be there, come thick and thin. But invest in friends. You see, midnight of that Friday, because the wife passed early in the morning. Midnight of that Friday, he was with me.
Wow.
He was with me. And I couldn't even believe it. This person has traversed a distance that you cannot traverse within normal times. Remember,
Yeah.
there's COVID. Always remember there's COVID. So there's
There's
limited
COVID, and
transportation.
they were, COVID like stopped a lot of, and then you have to fight with that curfew. You're not supposed to be on the road at a certain time. There's just a lot going on here.
Yes. So he came. He's been very, very supportive. There's a friend of mine who usually works in Nyeri. He came. So we were actually men into this house. I have another friend of mine I can name this another guy is called Simon. So he used to come because I remember I'm a field person. So most of the people they will just lie to our bosses they've gone for field work, but we're just inside, we're just chilling. And literally I was inside the bedroom. So most of them were the ones who were welcoming guests, cooking. We're just boys, we're just men. I remember that sometimes they told me, let's go and look for food outside there. We've gone, we've bought food, we've come here. We are like, who will cook? So there's another group of friends of mine, of my wife who came and they even cashed there. And in fact, there's some people who slept here for 3 days. We were just friends.
Yeah.
So we are the one waking up, they are cooking, tea, waiting. The people trickle in. So everyone was just trickling in. And it was just like that. That's what I can just say. That was the support system. I literally could do anything. You're being called, and you remember, I used to be traveling at home because with the Luos, you can't marry a wife if not built.
Yes.
So the route of Kisumu, Nairobi, I used to be in Kisumu by morning, by evening I'm in Nairobi. Tomorrow, midday, you call me, I'm telling you I'm in Nakuru, I'm in my way to Kisumu. I had to call a friend to get the certification of passing the COVID, whatever. So they were just
you needed there. I remember, yeah.
Yes.
In case.
So everyone was just checking, and we were telling I remember I can't even recall the name of that sticker. I don't know we were offering what kind of services.
Yeah.
And most of the time is my friend was talking because I was doing at this cops like my friend. I'm not even getting what you're saying. We just want to. In fact, sometimes some couple told us you guys are too busy on this road. They don't know we're from Kisumu and back, and we are heading back again. It's like they noticed even the car. So basically, if you're asking, the support system is very, very important for the men who are out there. My fellow men, build relationships outside your network of family. Build that relationship. You have to build that relationship because these are the friends who will walk with you come rain, come shine. Things were just happening inside the house that I could not even do but on my own.
Wow.
We are just, I remember when my neighbors came and we offered them tea until one of the ladies said, "Oh, I forgot there's no lady in this house." So they went into the kitchen, washed the utensil, and cooked tea for other guests who were still coming in. Because one of them was like, "Oh my God, it just kept my mind. There are no women in this house because we've brought tea, we've left them. There's no one."
The boys stepped up.
Yes. So it was quite a difficult time. It was quite a difficult time. Someone has said that the mom died during a COVID and neglected. She did not have. I'm telling you, during the COVID times, the cases were just too many.
Yeah.
So it was quite a bit hard for us even to transverse, but the logistic was solved. We managed to go do the barrel and whatnot, and I decided to launch a complaint in the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Board unit.
Yeah.
Now, that's how Surviving Men series was born. Someone said, "Are you only focusing on men?" Or I said, "Not only men, but I look upon men to come outside there and talk about what really happened to them." I'm not one, I'm not two, I'm not three. We are more than hundreds and hundreds of us outside there. There's one initiative same that is going on in the United States, and Maria, you can attest to it. For Kira for moms, this guy has blown it out. The same path. The wife died, the same circumstances. Now, why the Surviving Men series? We want to talk to men. Come out and let's talk about it. You remember me giving you an example of me and you, we've gone to the States, we've gone to Maria, and Maria versus Maria, we've come here for 4 days. Kindly give us value for money hotel. This particular channel is to pinpoint these particular facilities without the fear of contradiction or favoritism. Can I take you back a bit? Immediately my incident happened, celebrities started flocking this particular facility. For those who don't know, this particular facility is the modern Komarok Hospital. It is that facility. And if memory serves me right, and if you guys, you can just check well, celebrities started flocking in and marketing this particular hospital. For your information, these are facts. I'm not just getting this information out of the blues. Do you know it is illegal to market a hospital, even in television, even in billboards?
I see a lot of those billboards and stuff.
It is illegal.
Wow.
It is illegal. It is in the Kenya Medical and Practitioners and Dentist Board unit, part of their rules and regulation. You should just say a signboard that there's a hospital here, but not the services you guys are giving. It is upon the patient, him or herself, to go to this particular hospital. Those pharmacists you see around your neighborhood, those two pharmacists you see around there, those ladies and men who like buying painkillers and whatnot, you're killing yourself. You're just picking medication in the illusion that you're getting medication. How do you know the person who's on the other side of the table is even qualified? By law, you're allowed to request of their registration number. In the Kenya Medical Practitioners Board, there's a portal there free of charge. You just key in that number and it will tell you the whole information about this particular individual. That's why for those who've have got 8 to 5 jobs who are employed, whenever you are sick, if you've noticed nowadays, if you request for a sick sheet, the doctor or the physician who was attended to usually writes their medical practitioner number. It is them who have signed that and they are certified that this individual is sick and is not fit to work. The rules are there. The regulations are there. But what happens? We are ignorant, Goga. We are ignorant. Do you know what of these most facilities do to ourselves, Goga? Do you know what these particular facilities in question did? They said, how many cases have they been forwarded to? And nothing has happened.
Wow. So it's like the modern Utadu.
Do you know how many advocates they started with a very top-notch advocate? A very top-notch advocate. The advocate withdrew. Another one came in, withdrew. They're now, I believe right now they're having their 4th. And we even went to the hearing. Can I give you the findings of the hearing?
There's already a judgment in this.
We are waiting for now there's what you call a judgment and a verdict. Those are two different things.
Because I don't want us to discuss a case that is sub judice.
Don't worry. It's not that it will not implicate you in any way. Do you
Don't
know
worry,
most of the findings that came out? Most of these facilities, why are women dying? The number one root cause, the staff that are there are not well educated.
Wow.
A lot of you will tell you. There's even a video I did on my channel. Have you been frustrated in a hospital? Goga yourself, have you ever been frustrated in a hospital?
Yep.
Where? Enda mama pale, where? Ka pale, where? Or even there's even this joke a lot of comedians made that when you go to some hospitals, they call you with the disease you have. Wewe ambao uko na kisonono, kuja hapa. Nani wako na kisonono?
Yeah. There's no dignity.
Wewe ambao uko na mimba, hiyo mimba kubwa inakusumbua.
Wow.
So, lack of qualified personnel is the number one root cause. Leave alone now the postpartum hemorrhage and whatnot. First, let's look at human negligence. These particular facilities, I was shocked when they were being asked, give us the playbook of how you admit a woman who's expectant. This lady could not even recite it. Goga.
Something that you're ordinarily supposed to be doing on a day-to-day basis.
Playbook. You're being told. For example, Goga, you have a playbook. How you do your intro of your channel. You can't even recite it. Give us your playbook. Ladies, kindly, I'm talking to you. Men who are here, don't let your sisters. I know times are hard. The economy is very hard. I know it. Times are very hard. The economy is very bad. We cannot manage all of us to go and swipe our ATMs and whatnot in this particular hole. But your life has got no repair. I'm sure if we go to Maria right now back in the States, she wouldn't take us to a hotel where there's bad food, it's bed bug infested, there's no value for money, and they're thieves. She wouldn't want that. Because definitely, it's like, Goga, I ask you, can we meet for lunch? You can't say, no, you have to think, which one is the best? Which one is the budget friendly? That's why you're building this channel. We have to pinpoint these hospitals. Because what do? They bring celebrities, they market the facility, and people are dying. I don't know if you guys know, there's an initiative known by, it's being headed by Lawrence, and it is called Machozi ya Mwisho. Some of the instances, the last years, some of the initiatives they've done is getting the mothers in Moi referral, Thika, those women that were or Mama Lucy that they were denied permission of getting out of the hospital because of unpaid dues, and Sonko went. He's among us, the team there. It's the same initiative. So I'm not working alone. That's why in every of my conversation, I like using we, the Surviving Men series. We. It is not an individual. I may be the MD, but there's a team. We are speaking out. We are pinpointing this facility. Do not shelve them. Usi features. Let me tell you so that before you make same decision of going to this particular hospital, you've already been told. Because you know what, Goga? The government is not doing anything about it. Or they've started doing late. The courts are not doing anything about it. The KMPDU are not doing anything about it. So what do? We have a tool, a very good tool, a very precious tool. All you need is data. You have to speak about it. The same way they decided to go and pick celebrities to go on social media and market these facilities is the same tool you're going to use against them. And it is working, trust me. It is working so well. And it is injecting properly. So that's why Surviving Men series was born.
Wow.
I've been calling on men. I even decided that we'll start doing a podcast of these men. Do not fear. That's what I'm telling you. I wouldn't fear any day talking about this particular hospital. I'd rather die, but I'll never allow anyone to go to that particular hospital. Because first and foremost, you have unqualified staff. You cannot recite your own playbook. Goga, can you imagine yourself, you can't do the intro of your own channel? What are we doing here then? That is one. Two, because you have unqualified staff, they are understaffed. So, one, they're not qualified. Two, they're understaffed. Do you know one of the nurses was asked a question? Even the chairman of that particular committee was like, are you serious? What is coming? The words are coming out of your mouth. That she just peeped and checked and she knew this person was okay. She just peeped. And you're asked, what is the procedure? What is the playbook? For those who don't know, playbook is the instruction, written instructions. That's why you went to this particular medical school. When A happens, B happens. That's why you've noticed nowadays, if you go to any particular facility, before they start attending to you after they've already confirmed whether you're paying cash or by insurance, there's what you call a triad. Triad is the playbook.
Yeah.
You get to know. They check your temperature, they check your weight, they check your height, a bit of nitty-gritties here and there, and then
blood pressure.
That's the playbook. That's what we call a playbook. You can't jump that procedure. Even if it's an emergency, the individual has been brought in by emergency. That particular session is usually being done inside that emergency, which is called ambulance or at the receiving area. But now that pharmacy that is within your local neighborhood, the one that I hear people making these stories. Mimi nakuanga na mtu wa chemist mpo nikimpianga hivi namwambianga shida yangu ananitumia dawa.
Yeah.
Do you know there's a friend of mine who was misdiagnosed? He was given a wrong medication for his toe. It reacted with him. Alifurafura mwili. Alikuwa secured in a hospital for a whole month. Walikuwa wanadhani, they even had to call the, what do you call these people who come with the PPE, personal protective garments, thinking that it's an outbreak. Yeah. He was admitted in a hospital in Buruburu. Wrong medication. You go at unajua, today we are having this because this one is not there.
So you can use this one.
You can use this one. That's not the playbook. You cannot use this one. Now let's use this one. Ladies, when you take your kids to hospital, when you take yourselves to hospital, when you take your husbands to hospital, when you take your wives to hospital, always have, you know what the great marathoner once said, that we fear saying no or asking a question. Just because this individual is putting on a white dust coat doesn't mean they're do you know the world of AI, what is happening? Most of them are just why? It's not a matter that you know the medication. Why? Ask why. You have the right. Goga, do you know those rules and regulations are usually written at the interest of any particular facility, that you have the right to know any medication that is being administered to you?
Absolutely.
You know, we tend to assume most of this. You know, there's a friend of mine who asked me, Kwani, have you done medical? I told her, I don't even intend to do it.
Yeah. And I think there's a very hot conversation going on the chat just when it comes to medication alone. And let me just highlight for you some of them so that at least it gives you context. And we have a doctor on the live stream, and Dr. Soita says, I don't like prescribing medication without proper history and physical examination. And that's a doctor right there. Then Maria is talking about how she was so shocked about the amount of antibiotics she used to take in Kenya, as compared to now when she's in the US. It's almost rare for those things to be admitted, because in Kenya they throw antibiotics on everything. Let me see that I can highlight. It's really nice to see you. And I think she said it very well. Kenya, you are given antibiotics, kama githeri. Kanini Kanene says, I always run to the chemist, but now I'm going to be very careful. And I think these are the people you're talking to. And then Helen Akoya says, quacks are at work, qualified personnel are at home and on roads looking for jobs. That's a very strong and very accurate observation. And Maria was saying, I was shocked when I got here. Getting medication from the pharmacy is something else. It's not like Kenya, because there, of course, you must have probably a prescription from a licensed medical doctor and stuff. It's not going to be like the chemist where we go and we are sick and we get medication. Nuru, how you doing, brother? Nuru says it's not only in Kenya. This problem is all over in Africa. A lot of people die in Africa because of the medicine they take instead of getting better or getting healed. And you can already see there's a lot going on when it comes to medication on the chat. And Maria says, yes, it's actually annoying people taking the wrong medication and endangering their health and shortening their lifespan. So, SMS, these are some of the things you have to shine a light into, and it's advocacy, because now you've moved from a grieving father, you've moved from just a declared newly single dad. Now you have to become an advocate when it comes to medical negligence, because call it whatever it is, but it is just negligence, medical negligence. So you file a lawsuit. How did that case go, by the way? Did you make any progress? Did you get any compensation? Just to understand whether you did you ever get, they normally call it, they got awards, damages and stuff. Yeah, because nobody can replace your wife, and even no amount of money can ever replace that. But was there at least a bit of, did somebody take responsibility?
Yeah, I'll come to that in a few. So as I'm winding up on the causes that human human interference. And thank you very much, the doctor in the building.
Yeah.
As she said, you cannot give any kind of medication upon knowing the history of any human being. So, as Paulina said, a lot of us, I used to be the same victim. You walk into a particular pharmacy or wherever, you just pick medication. And you don't know the person who's standing the other side of the table. And let me give you a quick one. When someone has a cough, they go for cough syrup. When someone has a headache, they go for painkillers. When someone has a sore throat, they go for, is it celestamine or some funny,
and
or
people know that.
we are doctors at the end of the day. But what you don't know is that your body is like the engine of a car. For those who own cars, even a bicycle, even a generator, even your phone. Let me even use a phone because all of us right now are having a phone. If you download a virus in your phone, what happens? It shuts down. And the repercussions sometimes are very, very futile. You can end up losing the data of your phone, or you can end up being hacked. I told you the other day on Wednesday, I was nearly hacked. So that's the same way you're taking this medication. You've taken something that your body does not need. What happens to your body? There must be a reaction. You've downloaded an application that is not compatible with your phone, or it has got some virus in them. The phone will shut down, or it will become too hot, or you just start seeing your phone misbehaving. That's the same way with our body. Because me and you decided what? We're becoming doctors today.
Yep. without training, without
we've become doctors. Huyu kijanangu, huyu nampatianga Panadol analala. So we've given the Panadol today kawak. 3 days later, before you notice they're immune to the Panadol, you move to betadine. Is it betadine or what? Whatever. Yeah. Before you notice, now when you've exhausted, you've put a lot of chemical into this particular body, is when now you want to go to the doctor. Have you noticed why doctors ask you, have you taken any medication before? Have you ever asked yourself that question? That's the first thing they ask you. Have you taken any medication before?
To confirm whether you are immune.
So that they know they might be pumping in a lot of drugs and they go and collide.
Nothing is going to work. You're already immune. Oof.
That's the first question. Have you taken any medication? Are you allergic to any medication? Because they know Africans. Kichwa ngumu. So basically, as I said, number one is lack of unqualified staff. Number two is understaffed. Now, it is automatically. When you guys are understaffed, you'll be overcrowded.
Absolutely.
It's automatically. And you guys, when you are overcrowded, because you guys are understaffed and unqualified, chances are even the facility itself will not have all the proper equipment. I'm sure someone will say that you cannot know the equipment in a particular facility. So the question I ask ourselves, I'm sure all mothers here, when they want to admit their kids to school, or all parents who are here, let me say for that matter, or even anyone who wants to rent a house, let me not even use for parents, because maybe some of us, not all of us are parents. If you want to rent a house, do you just go and pay for the house without looking at the house? The first thing you hear, can I come and look at the house? When you want to buy a car, can I come and look at the car? Can I give it a test drive? Even in my field, the first question I tell a client, don't just believe whatever is coming out of my mouth. Go and see for yourself.
Do your research. Yeah.
Do your research. Nowadays, technology is the proxy of our hands. You want to go and take yourself into this particular facility. You're going to give birth, or your mom is going to give birth, or your sister, or you want to go admit. Have you ever taken time and did a review of this particular hospital? Why do you want to add the people you love to the statistics or to the number? Why do you want to add those people to that number? That's why I decided Surviving Men series must be given birth to. We paste and you shame those particular hospitals. You have to paste their names there in bold. So at any given time, whoever will want to walk inside that, they walk into this particular hotel knowing they don't serve good food. So don't come and cry to us, by the way, niliumwa na tumbo. By the way, nilitoka kama nimebebana na kunguni. by the way, hapo nilibiwa, my luggage was stolen in this particular hospital or facility. You have to tell these people, Goga. Goga, today we've lost 2 women on average. Tomorrow again in the morning, we'll lose another woman. It might be you, it might be someone you know, it might be a friend to a friend. Goga, simply because someone somewhere decided they want to take shortcuts in life. Someone somewhere does not feel the pinch. We've been left wifeless. Some people have been left motherless. Some people have been left auntieless. So we even don't know what's the next step is supposed to take. It is so painful when this man is walking into his house and is walking into an empty room simply because somebody somewhere decided to be neglectful, to assume ati mimi nilidhani ameshapatiwa hiyo medication. That is someone talking to a whole panel.
Wow.
And this is someone you go and find has worn a white robe with the stethoscope. Can I give you a joke? Every day when I take my small one to the clinic or any facility, in fact that hospital, they usually know me. They say, hey, ule baba anakuanga mkali sana, you can't do anything like that. I question, who, why, what next? This is not a mechanism, this is not a car where you can bahatisha.
Yeah, no, this is a human life.
Don't do guesses here. And I tell them, you do a mistake and I'll sue you and you will not like. And I tell them, if you don't know me, Google my name. You won't like it. You will. And I usually use the word kindly. I'm usually very humble. I use the word kindly. Now, but tafadhali. No, I use the word kindly. And I do tell them, if you don't know, kindly call someone more senior or someone who's well. Don't start guesswork. We are not in a matter of guessing. The person who's heading the Machozi ya Mwisho initiative, Mr. Lawrence, his son was misdiagnosed, and that's how he lost his son after being given birth. And do you know what someone said? I'd thought that they were pumped, a lot of drugs was pumped into their system. You know, your mother, you are there, you're lying, you just given birth to twins, you're very sick. So a nurse comes, you just lift your head, oh, it's the nurse. So you have faith in the nurse. You continue sleeping. Kumbe the medication was already ingested. Again, you come and ingest again. Let me tell you, ladies, or even you yourself, Goga, when you go to any health, it is written in there. It is request. It's a requirement. They have to write all the services they are given, and below there, they usually written, you have the right to know the kind of medication you're given. And if you feel you're not confident enough, either ask for someone in high authority to come and explain to you, or if not, walk away. I know sometimes finances might be hard. I know it very well. Most of the times I tell people, not in 100% guarantee, but most of the time, go to any public facility. On rare cases, will they ever mess up? On rare cases. But these two private ones lying around our homes here with these fancy names. Because our beautiful ladies want to go there, yes. Which insurance cover? AAR. Which insurance cover? Jubilee. Which insurance cover? Yeah, you mentioned those big names. I work in a company, they offer us. When you go to collect a body, that company will not be there.
Yeah.
So, number one, these people are not qualified. Number two, they are understaffed. Number three, it will be overcrowded. Number four, they don't know how to use these facilities that they have. A certain nurse was asked in that panel, do you know how to resuscitate someone? Oh my goodness. The answers we are receiving, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, I don't intend to be one. But the answers, Goga, I'm telling you, are receiving. And this is someone who was standing right in front of you, administering some medication to you. They don't know their playbook. Do you know one of the panelists said that if it were in her powers, she's the one who's heading the maternal mothers initiative in Kenya or East Africa. Very honorable. She's a Muslim mom. She said if it were in her powers, right now wewe ungekuwa behind bars and that hospital ingekuwa imefungwa.
Because you're a criminal.
Goga, I'm telling you, it's simple layman's. You don't know your playbook. Who do playbook yako? All of us here, we are content creators. Most of us here, we're content creators. And you don't know your playbook. It's like the way, Goga, you told us, you're having a channel and you've not written the description of what you do in that channel. Are you getting my point? You don't know your playbook. You have to tell us what you do. I cannot buy a product without knowing what I'm. It's like someone once said, you can never wink it to a beautiful lady in a dark room. She'll not know you're winking to her. All of you in a dark room and you're winking to her. You're winking and showing her signs. She can't know. She must see you to know you. How did you do your intro? You told me briefly tell us about yourself. I can't just come, Goga, I can't just come guns blazing. I have to sell a product to you so that you'll be like, I have to request for your time. Can I have 5 minutes of your time so that I know I'm only taking 5 minutes of your busy schedule?
And I like what Dr. Soita says, because Dr. Soita on the chat says, I always start by introducing myself, my qualifications, and ask the client if it's okay for me to proceed. If you decline, she's very comfortable. She'll just accept.
Yes.
Yeah. That's amazing.
That's the playbook. You see, I even don't know her. That's the playbook. You don't just wake up one day and decide, you know what? Ask this particular individual. It is all of us, we're having smartphones. I see ladies in the queuing in the line when they're waiting to see let me call them nurses or whatever. Just ask, can you give me your medication, your registration number? Just go to KMPDU, they have a portal there. Just key it in. If it does not work, run as fast as your legs can carry you.
Wow.
You're dealing with a quack. I know most of us will say, most of them are students. They've not been given their registration number and whatnot. If there's a student, a qualified person usually standing next to them.
Yep. They can't be left to their own devices.
Exactly. So most of the time you find that. Sorry, so most of the time it's proper. It's just take that initiative, get to know this particular facility that you're going to. Now, that is the negligence part of the human being, of the facility. Now we have the human error, our own. I have someone who's usually on my channel, a lady said that the sister does not like going to those prenatal and postnatal cares. You remember what your good friend, the doctor, said? She cannot start attending to you until she knows your history. So this individual has never gone for those prenatal and postnatal care whatevers, and boom, they've come to deliver the baby today. You don't know the underlying issues. Because you don't know the underlying issues, you don't have the equipment. So one, I want you to get this clearly. Are you with me? This person has never attended to any particular postnatal or prenatal care, right? So they go to this particular facility and they find this person is not qualified, they're understaffed, and they don't have the necessary facilities or the necessary equipments to check for any underlying issues. So what do they do quickly? They admit you to the maternal wing because they are for money.
And of course, and of course, insurance is gonna pay.
They've seen this money that is coming in. They don't know if you have any underlying issues. They don't know if you've ever come to that. You've never come here. No, it's my first time. Okay, they just admit it. They don't ask why. Where have you been going to? Where is that booklet? Women, you do have. You have to see your history. So, for lack of a better word, two dunderheads have met together. The explosion, you don't want to know the explosion.
And our resident doctor says family history is important. That's why we ask these questions. And sometimes not everyone needs medication, just a listening ear and they are well. I used to get into trouble for taking too long with clients. And these are doctors speaking. So you can already see, I already see where you're coming in with that one.
Yes.
Human negligence.
So most of the time you find that they don't go to, they don't, we don't, the human errors are too many. Another one, you ladies outside there, you put a lot of pressure to your men. Because so and so went to this particular facility, you also want to go to this particular facility. For crying out loud. Do you know that facility you also want to go to? You might be walking to your deathbed. You remember when we started this conversation, I told you about something to do with CS. Goga, do you know, the doctor can attest to it, and I stand corrected. Do you know a CS should be performed when it's a life-threatening situation? But our beautiful ladies here in the group, you'll hear them booking it in advance. Mi nisha book CS, mimi siwezi push. Mimi nimebook. The playbook is it's a last resort. But for them, mimi nisha book. And apparently, CS is also a major contributor. You hear them saying proudly, mimi nimebook. I've already booked for my CS. I can't do no more.
Yeah.
Hello? Can you imagine that? People are booking their deathbeds and they don't know. CS is a last resort. The doctor can attest to it. I stand corrected. It should be a last resort. Men, again, I'm talking to you. Get involved into these practices. Start walking the journey with your spouses. You've already seen Katumbo kameanza kufura. You've identified a particular hospital. Just do a bit of research. And what's the reviews? Nowadays, social media will help us. And what is the reviews of this particular hospital? Oh, this is what they're offering. Okay, I had this offering. Then you ask them, do you have an emergency exit plan? There's another lady we lost the other day back in Jogoro, for those who know Nairobi very well, simply because the health facility never had an ambulance. The one that they requested for had gone to deliver somewhere in Kenyatta, then you're being told to wait for it to come pick her. By the time this ambulance was halfway, this lady alikuwa ameshakaenda Sayuni. So this particular hospital or this particular facility, okay, do they have these particular things? It is your right to inquire. For those who want a payment plan, you've decided this is a hospital. Not all of them you have to pay everything at once. Just say, could you guys have a payment plan? All hospitals have a payment plan if it's a private. Normal delivery, they'll tell you it is this amount of money. You can start be paying 2,000 or 3,000, whatever. Nowadays, for those who are registered with the Shifsha or whatever, it can take care. Stop putting pressure in our men. I want to go to this particular facility. Can I tell you, Goga, before I even buried my wife, 2 women had already lost their lives in the same hospital.
Wait, what?
I'm not just making stories out of the moon.
Wow.
A week after burying my wife again, one of my aunts called me and tells me that a friend of hers is just from the same hospital. The sister is gone with the kid plus. And then you want me to come and sit down and relax. It's normal. We come, we cry. After crying, we bury. We talk about it on social media. We make noise in forums then.
Wow.
People are losing their lives.
These are human lives. I like how you say it's not a car. It's not like a machine.
It's not a machine you can do repair.
You can experiment on. Like, let's try this.
Let me tell you something. For those who have cars, for those who have phones, let me use phones because not all of us are privileged to have a phone. You've picked your phone, it has a problem. You've picked your phone, it has a problem. You've taken it to the fundi to repair the phone. Can you accept to pick that phone when it's not in a good condition?
No.
Goga, yourself. Can you pick that phone when it's not in good condition?
No.
You have to pick it when it's working. You've taken your spouses, your friends, your aunties, your moms, your sisters, your nannies, your husbands, your kids. You've taken them to a hospital. Kindly make sure you come out to them when they're in good condition. I've never had, unless on rare cases, where you've taken someone to a hospital and they've removed them. We amezidiwa sana, acha tumpeleke nyumbani akamalizie safari nyumbani. Rarely will you hear of those stories.
Rarely, yeah. It's very rare.
But what happens? In fact, that good friend of mine is texting me here. He's telling me that he's just received news. Another woman has just lost her life. Yeah.
Wow.
So actually today's statistics has been close to 2 reported cases. I told you he's here, he's watching. He just told me he's just been told. So we are talking about it and someone has just lost their lives. So another man has been left wifeless.
Yeah. Man.
So we go back home, we sleep, we talk about it in such forums and you keep quiet. I said no, it's not normal. Let's be practical, people. Let's be practical. It's not normal. I wouldn't want Goga for your wife, your sister, your auntie, your mom to undergo the same thing, yet you're my friend. I wouldn't want that to happen. I will not want that to happen.
Surviving Men series. What has been the response like? Because it's 4 years since you lost your wife. I like the fact that you created a platform where you can expose these facilities, and it's also great because it's like you're mobilizing data because people need to know about these things. Like I just googled the hospital you mentioned.
Yes.
And I'm just looking at their rating and I'm like, I'll never catch me dead in that hospital, because for me, I always Google things before even restaurants and things like that. The rating is like down, like it's so low, it's like below 3, it's thereabout.
When you're in that hospital, let me just add, they picked one of the best. Do you know Kanjama and Kanjama advocates? Do you know who Kanjama? If you definitely know, you've been an advocate before.
Yeah.
You know Kanjama and Kanjama?
I do.
It was they were their first advocates. They withdrew.
Wow.
Another lady told me not to mention her name because she doesn't like being associated with that hospital again. Also came there and they told them, you guys, these guys will have beaten you flat on the road. Then the third one came. So it's like in fact, I do thank my advocates because they told me, relax. No matter how long it will take.
Yes, the wheels of justice may be slow, but eventually.
But it's working. And let me tell you why these people are fishy. Do you know what they went and wrote? Let me tell you, a lot of people, not even in maternal cases. Sorry to cut you short. People of the internet, ladies and gentlemen, immediately you've lost someone in a hospital. Even you, Goga. I'm not praying for you guys to lose someone.
No, but it's good to know.
Mostly in Kenya. Go and do a postmortem. Do you know the information this cartoonist went and published on the registrar of births and deaths is different from what the death certificate or the postmortem report said? Wow. Their report is this, the postmortem is this. So we're having 2 informations. Those are among us a lot of evidence that we are crushing them with. They quickly went, the hospital is supposed to immediately feed that information any day, weekend or what. They have to feed that information in the register of deaths and births. Because I'm the one who went and filed it using the postmortem report, I'm going to pick the certificate of death and I'm looking at it and I'm like, wait a minute, what is this information that is written here? It's not even ask the register of birth. The attendant was there. I was like, this information is wrong. And they told me, you know what? We only print. We don't even add even a comma, even a dot. She even showed me. She can do, okay, you cannot take a photo, but see what the hospital sent to us.
Wow.
So any day you lose someone and you guys are ish about the issue, make sure you
Oh,
do
no.
what you call a post-mortem immediately. So
Yes,
what are my numbers? As you asked me
yeah.
about what are my numbers,
What has been the
the men are
response
there.
like? Yeah.
The response has been good. It has been great. Unfortunately, men don't like to talk. That's what the problem I have, Goga.
Yes.
Men, we don't talk. And it's not a taboo. Men don't talk. Let me tell you, in my videos, I've been telling someone, I even told Maria that, for example, someone asks you, just looks you right in the eye, Goga, and asks you, are you okay? Has someone ever asked you that question? Like, are you okay? If that person takes their time to answer you, that person is not okay. Like, they're sieving, they're filtering what to tell you.
What to tell you, yeah.
But immediately answer, I'm okay. Also, read in between the lines. But if someone tells, not bad, we are there, we had, that one is okay. But if they answer you immediately, also, like you ask me, okay, I'm okay. I'm like, I want to die. We call it a dovetail of that particular question. Men, we are not okay. Men also have to move on at the end of the day. You have to go and marry again. You have to go and sign more kids again. You have to speak out about this information again. If you don't speak, let me tell you what a certain nurse, let me tell you, I used to, when I went for the first clinic, now everything has settled. So I was, I'd left because the other kid is going to school, so my nanny had to wait for the other one. So this nurse in this particular was asking me, okay, you seem to be knowledgeable about the do's and don'ts when you're working with this kid. Okay, and if you don't mind me asking, where's the mom? And I told her. She was like, oh, I had that case. She was very sorry. In fact, alini rukisha, because I was at the triad, and the rukisha is online. And she was calling some other nurses. Because I told you, my relatives, they blew this thing on social media. Or this. So she was like, you know the way people can gossip about you and everyone is coming to check if it's you. That's what was happening. And she told me, do not let go. Push. That particular facility has been a mess. It's been an issue. Everyone is crying full of it. And that's why immediately our very own, and I felt so bad that media, social media, personally, I can never go and do a mockery when it comes to someone's health and pretend that you're marketing these particular facilities for them to get numbers. Ask yourself a question. Why did they do it? Okay, why are they right now? You've checked on your own. You've seen the numbers have gone down. What does that tell you? Waswahili walituambia kizuri chajiuza, kibaya chajitembeza. In English, something that is nice, we just sell on its own. A good product. I've never had a Lamborghini. I've never had a Ferrari. I've never had a Porsche. I've never had these top brands, even being marketed on TV. They sell on their own. You know the value. Why do you have to market yourself? I've never had our very own Kenyatta Hospital marketing itself or its services. But this Tom, Dix, and Harris, these things that come out. Social media influencers are there. Why are you marketing a facility? It's the same antibiotic you'll find here, you'll find there.
Yep.
Most probably, even to some extent, maybe these medical officers went to the same school. And for your information, the person you see there in that particular facility is not a doctor. He's either a clinical officer or a medical officer is the one that is the top of those two nurses you see around there. On rare occasions, will you find those two small, I call them kibandas and kiosk, will you find a doctor? That's why you hear ati daktari anatembea. You've had those things where daktari bwana anatembea. Yet mtu alikuja mbele yako pia alikuwa anajiita daktari. Unashanga, kwani ni daktari mgani huyu anatembea? Doctors, they go walk to hospitals. The person you're having there is either a medical officer or a clinical officer or a nurse or a trainee. Once you know that
Uh,
difference.
yeah. SMS, let's talk about I like this point of saying most men don't talk. Let us talk about just processing grief itself, because I think that can be a great place of maybe finding why men are not like talking. How do you navigate grief as a man? And maybe this is something that maybe you can shed light on, especially after losing a partner, after losing the mother to your children. When the phone stopped ringing, and I'm going back to the when you started this conversation, the phone was ringing that your uncle had to take over because you could not just deal with it. When the phone stopped ringing, when everybody went back to their life, what does life look like? Especially you who is left here with two boys. You have to work. Of course, I'm sure the relatives were helping once in a while. They're just trying to like help you support. But what does grief look like for you after that, after the burial, after now when you have to now pick in the reins and now you have to raise these kids and you still have to work and do this life thing.
Thank you
And
very much.
and
Yes,
as
go
you
ahead.
answer and as you answer that, I also want you to just like maybe reflect and maybe tell us if you can, what was the hardest part of grieving, especially as a man, because we never talk about this. And as you said, men don't talk. What was the hardest part about grieving as a man? Was it the emotions or was it the expectations the society places on men? Like you're supposed to be strong, men are not supposed to, the way we always say men are not supposed to like shed a tear, they're not supposed to cry. So they're thinking about this and just paint for us navigating grief, especially during that difficult time, because that can then explain why SMS needs more people to come on board.
Thank you very much for that question. Actually, it's a very nice question, and it's a bit emotional. Though I'll be very brief and try to answer your question to my best of my knowledge. So, what happens is that there's what we call societal judgment. There's what we call expectations,
Oh, yep.
and then there's what we call yourself. Societal judgment is by virtue men don't take too long in the market. Wanaume wakai sana kwa soko. 2 months pata mwingine amecross naye. Societal judgment. Emotional is that you might end up, I made the same mistake, you might end up benchmarking with your previous, with your current. Because there's a way you were used to be doing some things. And you might do it unknowingly. Remember, as I said, not unless this was person that you are not loving, the shift might change. But this person, you're so born and clad, like you guys are so attached to them. The emotional attachment. On the emotional attachment aspect, we have what we call cultural beliefs. There's a video I did again for those who managed to get. I tried to talk about the cultural beliefs of we the Luo that are unspoken for. I will not dive too much into it because it's a very long conversation. So, as I said, there's what we call societal, and then you got emotional, which also there's cultural beliefs in it. Cultural beliefs is that they believe a man cannot take care of kids. You need a wife. And then what about now you yourself? That's why I said, men, we need to come out there and speak. If it were a lady, most of the time the sister comes to live with them or a friend. Most of the times. Then a few years they navigate and they are gone. They succeed so well. But I'm a man. Let's say I don't have, my sister will be married somewhere else. My brother cannot come and stay with me because he needs to marry. You get where the men are left standing alone. Then society has made us that utakuwa tu poa, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
And then I feel so bad, and most of the time it scratches my nerve when People assume you're okay and you're not okay, Goga. Men are, leave alone even the people who've lost their loved one. People even currently right now, even in marriages, people don't speak. Have you noticed someone reaches a point where they kill the whole family and themselves because they're like, no, it's just too much. Statistically, culturally believed that I'll follow my wife not even 1 or 2 years down the line. People have mentioned it to me. They tell you it has happened. Ule atakaa sana.
Yep.
Cultural society beliefs. Ule atakaa sana. Ule atakaa sana. Ule atakuwa shawa. Those things bring a lot of pressure. How did they navigate first? You have to have a very good, solid base. Very good one. And you have to be true to your emotions. Emotions are very bad, people of the internet. They're very bad. And they're very unfair sometimes. I even question, I say, no, you're very unfair. Because they tend to come in or bring the badness of you at your weakest moment. You know, when you're weak and you're emotional, you don't think. You make the worst decisions. Those two things are not supposed to be like walking in the same path. But most of the instances, they walk together. You're emotional and you're weak. And what does someone say? Ule ako sawa. You're not okay. Maybe you're weak financially. Maybe you're weak physically. Maybe you're weak health-wise. And then the emotion part comes in. If this individual could have been there, ABCD could have already happened. You see now, you're weak. Now it has brought the emotion. So you start breaking down. And many times there's an uncle of mine told me, no matter what happens, never break down in front of those kids of yours. Because you're the last resort they have right now. So you see, this person is telling you indirectly, you have to man up. I'm fortunate. I still have a kid. I've moved on. What of that individual I told you that he has walked in and there's no one inside that particular house? I began by saying there's a friend of mine who was admitted because he aliingia kwa mawazo, depression. That guy was big-bodied. Saizi anatoshana na mimi. Because emotions ilimpata kama ako weak. Ikamkula kabisa and dove right into depression. I went to see him. Hey, buda, form. Akamwambia manze mimi sijui nitafanya aje. And to some extent, the devil comes in and tells you, what is the last resort? Take your own life. Because you've got nothing to live for in this world. You bought everything. You see the people, the first time dads, they do the bedroom for the kids. They've done everything. If it's purple, it's whatnot. They've done all that. Then you're being called in the boardroom. You go and see the body of your dead wife and kid there. In cold blood. And you know where it hurt me most? I lost my grandfather a week later after burying my wife.
Wow.
And it is alleged that he died because after the burial, he was seeing my firstborn kid in shags. And he was always asking, I'm seeing this kid here and I'm not seeing the mom. Because he was old age also, old age sickness. And I'm not seeing the mom.
Yeah.
Where is the mom? And I only saw the dad here once. So who's this kid? Because he knew my kid. And he stopped taking food. He never lasted even a week.
And that is at his old advanced age.
Yes.
Wow.
Because he could see, I'm seeing a kid. I only saw the dad here once. And I'm not seeing the mom. And I heard the grandmother. We call it, there's a cry that when you cry, you know someone has died. Kuna kilio, you know someone has died. It's like those who have dogs as their pets. There's no ball back. Whoa, whoa. You don't bother. Maybe it's hungry. But there's a certain sound it removes. It has seen a wild animal. When dogs see a white animal, there's a certain noise they bring, and you know it's an animal it has never encountered. Either it's a snake or just a wild animal. If you're those who for those who are rearing pets, they have to know that. You have to be very keen with the voices. So he was telling the people who are taking care of him, the caregivers back in Sharks, that there's a cry that he had. And then that night he never saw my grandma because my grandma traveled now to Nairobi. And later on, after some days, because he was being hidden in some room because he didn't want to see the people who are converging at home, he's seeing my kid and he only saw me once. So where is the mother? He kept on asking the caregiver, you guys, there's something you're not telling me. Where is the mom? Because it was automatically when my kid was there, the wife used to go make stories with her.
Yeah. Wow.
So a lot of men are left in that limbo, in that place, like they don't want to talk. Goga, like even bringing them to come in this forum, I told them, can you just even have a one-on-one podcast? Like, let's just talk about it. Some of them just break down immediately. And men, we are pretenders. Do you know that? I can really pretend and put a straight face, but deep down, I just
You are
come out to
hurting.
this conversation like 10 minutes. I can never come back again. You are broken down completely. Umeisha kabisa. And I'll repeat by saying, I was given an exam that I was never prepared. I was never given a mock exam for. So what have I done so far? So far, it has been a good journey. I cannot complain. It has its own ups and downs. I've got a very good foundation. My relatives came through in a very, very big way. It has been these people are really distracting me. It has been a very, how can I say, it's been a tedious journey. On the SMS journey, it's been a tough one because men don't want to talk. One of them, you have I sit down with them. I had arranged a meeting with one of them to come and talk. The previous night, they cancelled. They were like, it's still too much for them. I told them, don't worry. And again, people of the internet, grieving takes time. Everyone has got their own grieving lifespan. Usiaisema huyu naye ametuchosha hapa kila saa na kulialia kwake. Oh, nani yakwa ilia? Not yakwa ilia. They grieve, but they grieve in. Even myself, I break down, but I go in my own corner and I keep quiet. Sometimes I can come out of work, I'm so stressed, I just have my own pressure. Naingianga to direct, shop, I bet kwa kitanda. Because I don't want to make a decision based on my emotions. Then tomorrow I'll start saying, oh, I wish I knew.
I should have been more.
I should have more. So what do? You don't have someone. Men don't have such forums. Google, just check. Men do not have such forums.
No, I totally agree with you because the other day I was meeting a life coach, and it's amazing. The life coach is a lady, and it was a forum only for men, professionals. As professionals in our 30s and stuff like that. And the first thing I think I remember when you walked into the room, it was the elephant in the room was, why are you the one doing this life coaching? And only men are in the room. And she said, I know that's what you guys are thinking. And she said the same thing. I had to start this because men don't have spaces where they can. I had to literally do it. I had to literally birth the entire process, hoping that they take it up. So now she has to do this coaching that is specific to men because men apparently just don't talk. They just go over at a bar. It's like, Buddha, you're good. And that's it. So I totally get your point on this. And even as SMS grows, I think this is an amazing initiative. And I think, like every new thing, I think they have to take time and as I like what you said about grief, and just reading a few chats here that we got from the chat. Let me see. Let me just say that I got it. East African was talking about losing her dad, and that question you kept on saying, what happened? Shana Z, who is watching us from Cameroon, also lost, the sister-in-law, and she was just like, "Why is everybody asking me all these questions? I don't know. I just want to grieve in peace." Tandra, who was talking about her mom who died during COVID due to neglect, and she still says it is hard to deal with. So you can never really put a timeline to grief, as you rightly say. When would you say then you started picking your pieces up? And I'm very curious about how did your firstborn react when you had to like tell him my mom is not
Mm,
coming, because that I think for because I totally agree with your uncle. You had to stay strong for these boys because if you fall down, who is going to handle it in case you cannot like if that breaks apart, we support the boys. So I think you may have had a point. But when did the pieces now start coming back together? Now you starting to think of, I need a forum now for men to have. This also takes a very, it is a big deal. Like for you to get to a point where you think men also need these platforms and spaces, it takes a certain level of, I have seen what I went through. I need to now bring more people into this space so that we can have these conversations. Um, Talk to us about how picking the pieces. You have to break the news to the kid. You have to start picking the pieces.
uh, Generally, I never like broke the news to him because accidentally the news was he had, because where he was staying actually there were kids also around, and whispers,
Gee,
and
yeah,
a bit of it was in the social media. So because they were not living with me, I used to go and pick him up. He was still 4,
mm,
so he was that young, and now I was contemplating, should I also carry him to the burial or no, because the small one never went. I was,
okay,
in fact, I'd already made a decision that no, and upon further consultation, I was told that because he's the one who, the small one, okay, never saw the mom, but the big one, because he was attached to him because they were really besties. In fact, he was just always at his foot. When you used to go and visit relatives, the kid could not leave the mom's foot. He was there, literally there. Yani ilikuwa ni kaa kibeti yake. So I
yeah,
was told, just so that he has that peace and let's go, give him that last paying tribute to have. So during the burial date is the last time he came, and no, in church, we were with him in church. Yeah, so but I'm sure maybe he never understood anything. So the burial date, we went the burial time. Then after that is when he went to Shags. Then later on, I took it to myself. I was just with him. I was just poking his memories, and I was asking, "Do you know what has happened?" He
yeah,
told me that he knows what has happened. I'm telling him no one should ever question you about it. And if anyone questions, even in school, I even went when I went to school, and I told the teachers, because they had seen me going there with the wife when she was still almost. I told them about the situation. I told them, for now, any conversation that is aligning to that road, I'm a highway, for
yeah.
my sake, just avoid it, because it's an exam I've been given. I don't know how to do it, so I'm just requesting. Of which all the teachers were very helpful, even the director of the school. They avoided those kinds of communication. Even when it comes to homework was given, don't give those family a tree. Those family trees where kids usually told to draw and whatnot. They just
Oh yeah, man, yeah, because it goes even into the curriculum
yeah,
thing,
it goes in the curriculum. For I told them, when it reaches this guy, just find a way of
man.
how to take a
That's
dovetail.
that's deep. Like I've not even thought of it that way. Like even the classwork,
Yeah,
you know.
just find that a dovetail. Now, where he got all of us off guard, because someone was saying that I take him to counseling, whatnot. In fact, a lot of people insisting that I go for counseling, and I was like, I don't think I need it, because for some time, I think there's a week I froze. I was just inside the house. I wasn't going anywhere. A whole week. I just dropped a message to my immediate boss. I told them that let me just take a time out, and he told me, you take your time. So I froze. I was told I froze. I was just waking up, taking breakfast, and going back and sleeping. Waking up, taking breakfast, and going up and sleeping. I used to wake up like a time like this. Now remember, the small kid is also come to the house. So I used just to wake up and stay with him overnight, because the way kids are usually end. In the morning, you could literally know if I'm inside the house or not. Because for 1 week, I even, you couldn't even get me through the phone. If you wanted to get me, you had to come physically. So when we were doing the first commemoration, where he took us by surprise, the firstborn, is when we've come from church. Now the small one, so they've made that burial place like a mausoleum, the small one, they've cemented it. Now the small one went and saw it like a playing place for his football. So he's literally playing on top of the of the of where we've buried the mom. So while we were approaching, because now we are from church, now the preachers are going to preach beside her. He just shouted, "Look at this one! This one is just playing on top of our mom and he doesn't know." Everyone was like,
Yikes.
we froze
It,
for like
yeah,
2 minutes. Like,
you got to love the kids' honesty. They say
you,
what they say it
he
as it
said,
is.
yeah, he told me, "Look at this one. You're just playing on top of that. You don't know where you're playing." You know, the kids just say it innocently.
Wow.
And the small one was like, we just told him, "You just continue playing." He literally playing on top of that place. It's well cemented. So he was just playing on top of that place. So yeah, that's it. It's been a tough journey. Also, I cannot say it's a small journey. It's a very, very tough journey, and I wouldn't wish in any of my enemies, though I don't have any, but I'm not aware of any. But I call it an exam because no one is prepared for it.
Mm.
I wouldn't wish it to any individuals, no matter. You see the one unasemanga tu wewe naomba siku moja uanguke chini. I wouldn't even wish for such to happen because I've learned a lot.
Mm.
I've grown in it a lot. And what I just request you guys who are here, if you have anyone somewhere, you know them, either personally, just check on them because things are not good outside here. I literally talked to one of those friends I know who've undergone the same, and he just breaks down. You start talking, like if you were co-hosting with him here, he could have already left. He breaks down immediately. Start that conversation. He's never recovered. It takes a toll on him. So it takes a toll on men. That's why in that forum that you went to, I'm sure some men were just filtering. You know, men were good at filtering. I'll tell you what you want to hear.
No, actually, she called us out because she gave us an assignment on how to introduce ourselves. It was very simple. It was like she says use a verb here, this and this. And let me tell you, she caught everybody. I did not volunteer myself because for me, I don't like in public places. I like keeping
A
myself
low key.
alone. Yeah, low key, just to observe. But the guys who volunteered themselves, they were all like told, "This is what you tell the world. Can you be honest?" And let me tell you, guys were bragging. Like the qualifications, like that is not you. Like
Yes.
if I was to take that away from you, who are you? Like it was so insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're totally right. What are some of the patterns you've seen? Like with the men that you speak, the men who have been through this journey. What are some of the patterns that you see at the men that you speak to? Like how are they handling it? Because I like how you said for some it's very different. For some there was no one to go back home to, and it becomes very sensitive. But in terms of even how they're approaching the process post their loss, what does that look like? What are some of the patterns you are seeing? Do you think if we have like other surviving men series, and I'm using that word very loosely, do you think it would help, or what are other ways you think we can get men to come to the table and have these conversations?
Thank you very much for that. Once again, that observation. Unfortunately, a lot of us do not know the. You see, as I was telling you, emotions and weaknesses make the worst of any human being, both genders. So the first thing these people, they bash out to that particular facility, they call Lawrence, they send out their frustration. Some of them text in these groups and these social media. It's where they're looking to subject their frustrations. Pressures increase, so we need to release it. And I used to tell them that in Luo we say, if you want to ngo is a very big tree, a round big tree. It's like, is it an oak tree? Or I can't remember. If you want to remove it, you don't cut any tree, you don't cut the twigs. You won't kill that tree. You have to go to the roots and remove it with the roots and dig it out with the roots. That tree will never come. If you want to deal with this quagmire, if you want to deal with this devil, if you want to deal with this problem, you have to sit down and plan well. I know, I do tell them. That's why it's a hard for someone to talk to these men if you're not in the same situation. You get my point?
Mm.
You're not
True.
talking about this thing and you're not there. So the first thing I
Absolutely.
tell them, I'm there. You see, like people go for counseling drug addicts. The first initiative, what do they say? Hi, my name is Kunguru and I'm an addict. You don't go there if you're not an addict. You have to be one of them so that they can relate with you. So I tell them that I'm already one of you. You going out there in these platforms and doing whatnot, you're losing the eye on the bullseye. Grief can take a long time. But if you want justice at the end of the day, first you have to go file this thing. As you're filing it now, you can use the necessary tools that you have. Goga, it is so hard. Even I do tell most of my colleagues, in case you lose a family member, don't talk to the media without proper consultation. Even as a lot of people make that mistake. I'm sure maybe you've even made that mistake. You see these people that an accident has happened somewhere or people have killed themselves somewhere, then you go there and start giving statements.
Yeah.
Kindly do not
I,
do that.
I ran away from media.
Run away, run as fast. Even if it's
I
your
ran
family,
away
tell them
from
no media, no nothing. Like for
media.
my case, as much as those media people wanted to cover it, most of
Because for
them
them,
they were gagged.
yeah. Because for them, it's a story.
It's a story, yes, but for them, we call them and told them you have to hold on. They usually call today.
Hmm.
Both the two high-end media stations, they have the receipts. They even sent us one, they aired it on them, but we told them we got them for now. Because you've said it, then what's next? It's a journey that it cannot happen within a blink of an eye.
Facts.
And again, I tell men, for you not to dive into too much of of depression, it's okay to move on. Leave alone the societal they'll be judged. Some people, the societal cultural part is like maybe you guys were just the middle class people. Then when your wife died, maybe you were reimbursed, and then your life starts flourishing. People start judging you. People even judge the next soulmate who comes to your life. That nyi mmekuja kukula pesa ya marehemu. Those thoughts
Yep.
are usually just let the society be the society. Let the culture be the culture. Be yourself. Go outside there, speak out, get into forums like this. If you can access them, you have to move on. If there are kids involved, you have to go sit down with them and start the new journey you guys have been prepared to. Remember, life is a journey. But moving now from this point to this point is usually the hardest part, because most of us, what they do is they just go and lock themselves in a room, Goga, and it is very bad. You look at someone before and after, their health has deteriorated. Depression, gone under the waters, like they've completely disappeared under the radar. A few of them have gone and moved on. So to answer you, it is very crucial that men have to speak. Either way, you just have to. Sometimes, Goga, I came to notice some things have to be forced, because
And and
it
just
will be
before
unfortunate if you die.
and Yvonne is sending you hugs there, so Yvonne is on the chat.
Yeah, and I told you she's there.
Yeah.
So either way, you come outside there. Don't be so closed into that corner. Sometimes you have to force it, because I was telling Lawrence, you know what, we now have to force this thing, because they're the same people are crying, and someone else will make the same mistake. Like I told you, my case before even late, Madame to rest, another individual, the same thing had already happened. So we just have to go outside there and make it like, we have to make this initiative work. If the government right now is when they've woken up, can you imagine how many people we've lost since then?
I know.
Can you imagine how many people we've lost? I told you, someone just texted right now that imagine so and so we've just received a news. So But it's a work in progress, I must say. So it's a work in progress.
In progress.
Yeah.
What does, yeah, this may be sensitive. I mean, and this entire
No worries,
conversation
no
has
worries.
been very sensitive. I think the entire time, even David Ant was like wondering whether to ask his okra question, and I think he gave up. Um, he was like, "Okay, I don't think I want to ask my okra question today." But anyway,
Uh,
that's a story. Maybe we'll
just
ask
ask, just
Yvonne.
ask.
Yvonne, no, I'll ask Yvonne on the chat because Yvonne is on the chat. Yvonne, does Kunguru eat okra, or what is its take when it comes to okra? Let Yvonne answer that question. David, you can go over to Kunguru's live stream. He's also streaming on his channel. Yvonne will answer that question for you because Yvonne is the next best person to know whether he eats okra or not. What does healing look like for you today? I know it may not be perfect, but just from a very honest place. Was and I like how you are agreeing to the fact that grief sometimes never it never has a timeline. Not every day is going to look perfect, but speaking on your behalf as Kunguru, what does that healing look like to you for you today? Because you said sometimes you have to sometimes you have to move on. It may not be perfect. You may have to go against the societal judgment, but it's part of you taking back control of your life. So talk to us about that. Like what does that look like in your world?
Yeah, healing is a journey. Healing is it's a very tedious journey because you're bound to flop. Sometimes you're bound to make mistakes that you're not aware of.
Hmm.
Healing is a journey that everyone has got their own ways. Myself, I moved on, not recently, but I moved on and I met my manager there. For those who don't know, her name is Yvonne.
Guys, manager is
Uh,
Yvonne. Yvonne is on that chat.
yeah, but she likes a low key. She likes keeping a low key, of which again, social media is not for all of us. So
No.
those people just like keeping a low key. So it is a journey that you need a very good team. You need a very good family. You need a very good friends. You need a very good companion, because most of them, the companions that they come, they know what they're coming into. It's
Hmm.
not like you're going to a divorcee person or someone who just left or whatever.
Yeah.
To some extent, we end up making mistakes of benchmarking. Remember me telling you, those are the first mistakes.
Yeah. You're
So
comparing. Hmm.
until this other individual understands you, and then they start molding you, like you have to change, you have to let go most of these things. It usually takes a lot of time. Though most of them, I must say, I give them the flowers in most areas I've had. The benchmarking has reduced and they've toned it down. Though when someone plans to move on, society kicks in. You've moved on so quickly. But for us, you get up, you get jinx in the middle, you see,
Yeah.
because some of us have been told that, hey, don't move on so quickly. But apart from society, you have cultural beliefs and practices where you have to wait for a few months before you move in with someone, you have to change your house, etc., etc. But the journey of grieving, I cannot say the mourning part is fully, like, completely finished. Though I
Hmm.
don't have those instances, because again, this is something, it's a bit of more an old cliche, but it's more of cultural. They say that the departed has to let you go. It's a practice that happens. I spoke about it in one of my videos. It's a nasty affair. But there's a way they have to let you go. Like my beloved husband, my beloved wife, let you go to the next person. Those things have to happen, and usually told with the babus and wazee wa kijiji immediately after the burial in most instances, so that you're going to start afresh. So it's up to you to either start afresh or remain single. But it is advised that for young men and women, just go and remarry again. No one should judge you. Let whoever wants to judge. Okay, there's another friend of mine who asked me that. This person who wants to judge you, do they have a husband in waiting or a wife for you to in waiting, so that they can give you, because maybe that they think theirs is the best? Yeah. Culture, society judges. Because men are judged so harshly with society. So most of the time we find ourselves not in a position to do
Mm.
it, because I don't want Goga to judge me and ask me, hey Kunguru, hey, that was very fast. Hey, ungengoja. And some people will come and be under wraps. Maybe you'll get a companion, but you still hide them so that the society does not judge you quickly. Then you start bringing them in a slow motion. Remember, you're having friends who knew both of you with your previous
Yeah.
partner.
Oh yeah, and
So
you have two sets actually, and family actually. Remember
yes,
family.
family. There's a way so you need to bring them in a very slow motion way and tell them, so that you know we Africans, and Africa is a business. We've got beliefs, we've got imaginations, we've got illusions, and pressure is also coming in. And you also have your own emotion. Remember me telling you, we have the societal, we have the cultural, and you have your own you.
Mm.
You have to first check yourself first. Wewe unataka ni? I remember the uncle of mine once told me, what do you want? Let's not even talk. What do you want? Oh, that's what you want. Okay, let's move on. Why are you talking about someone who wants something? Why are you guys contemplating an issues on someone who wants something? So that's the grieving part. So the person will get the companion will help you. Like for example, maybe you're used to being cooked like this. At this particular time, they now come in. There's a way of cooking. There's a way of living. Before you notice, is in another. They call that. They start washing away. They start like the memories start fading away. Pole 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 pole. Though I don't know of someone who completely lost the wife and the kid, because now theirs is different because they are again starting from scratch.
Completely.
They don't, yeah, completely. No, they don't have a bargaining chip. I have a bargaining chip. If you don't have a bargaining chip now, the conversation now changes. But it's not an easy journey. It's not an easy journey.
Congratulations on your third born. And my question here then would be, let's talk about trauma. When you had to, you recently got your third born, and be very candid and honest.
Uh-huh.
When you are going to, the day of the day of your third born arriving in this world, what was your state of mind like? Um, what was your state of mind like? I'm just trying to picture. Did you like did you like somewhere in your mind have like the events of 2021? Did you have those fears? Because that can be some bit of trauma. Is that, yes, I'm happy I'm going to get a newborn, but you cannot completely close the events of 2021 because they are alive, and well in your mind, in your memories, in your you know
Yeah. The traumas are usually there. The memories are usually there. Though you just become cautious. As I told you, I have that weakness when I go to any facility. I inquire a lot.
yeah.
Like I inquire to an extent, I become irritating. And in fact, because it's the facility I go to that is usually just next to me here, there's a nurse who tells me like, you're back again. It's like she's already known me, because I have that, like, I have to inquire. You don't just start doing things like, no, for me you don't just do that. For me, you just let my heart be at peace. I just let my heart at peace. So the traumas I won't deny, I won't lie, I'll be lying to you. And the traumas will be there, the memories will be there, though they tend to fade off, because it's a decision you've made on your own. Like you're moving from this point to this. You have to make that move. You have to make that move, because if you don't agree to make that move, you'll be pulled down in the past, and once it starts pulling you, you'll dive into depression. And do you know something, Goga? Getting into depression is so easy. Getting out of it is a million times harder. So the best example someone will tell you, you choose. You want to be depressed? Okay. Be depressed, and once you die, your kids will become nannies into people's homes. Then you see someone like, hey, by the way, I don't. Then you see someone waking up like, I need to wake up. I need to start working on it. So yes, they're there. Those instances are there. The the oops moments are there, but slowly and slowly they tend to like fade off. And remember, that's where the culture. I even tell the society, don't judge this person at, hey, you forgot about her so quickly, my friend.
Yeah. No.
it's
I
not
agree.
about forgetting about that person so quick. Like I'll just give you. I like telling people this. And I had to another burial. This individual lost their spouses due to an accident. And a lot of people like talking. People can talk, Goga, talk, but they don't know that. When that person is seated there, is just looking at you. You don't know what this person is thinking. And I liked that the person who was officiating that burial, the pastor then or the reverend then, had thought what I've always been telling someone until the person was seated with was like, when you know this reverend, you've spoken to him about it. And he mentioned, and I quote, and he told the bereaved, now the husband, like, Mr. Swan, so my wife is here, my mom is here, and my daughters are here. I've never lost someone close to me. So I'll be lying telling you that it will be okay. I don't know even what you're going through. I've never experienced what you're going through. The much I can tell you, may you find comfort in God. And I felt it and I said, wow, that is so nice. If you've never undergone whatever these individuals have undergone, kindly don't talk to them. You know nothing. Because a friend of mine who came me at home, and Yvonne is my witness with Amos, and that friend of mine told me that whenever anyone tried to talk to him about, you've lost her, the first question he will ask the person was like, have you lost your wife? No. Have you lost your mom? Have you lost your husband? Don't talk to me. You know nothing. You can Okay, you're advising me from which point of view? So you see, don't tell someone, hey, and you got married, Araka. My friend, maybe you are a divorcee, but you've not lost someone. Don't tell someone, hey, you've given birth so quickly. Kwani, you see, the way people throw words that mtazaa tu mwingine.
Yes.
Those words are usually thrown around. Okay, afadhali mama alipone, mtazaa tu mwingine. My friend, who told you they're in the plan of zaring mwingine? They don't think your consent of giving birth to another kid. So what I beg the society to do is welcome these people, work with them, and always just check on them. And don't judge them, because you're making this. Do you know men are being judged? That's why you don't talk. Aya, what will Goga say? Kai, what will Goga think of me? Someone will even say, hey, kumbe uko napenda msichana. That's why you moved on so quickly. Hey, mumezaa haraka.
Oh.
Yeah.
And how do you get, from your perspective and experience, especially as a man,
Mhm.
how do you get out of that space? Because as like the societal judgment. For me, I think I consciously had to like shut it down at some point in my life. I think having been through depression and stuff. And there's a time you have to go against common sense and actually choose yourself, and it's okay. And sometimes it's a very difficult decision. Yeah. I fell out with family because of that. I fell out with a lot of friends, colleagues, because you had to choose the path that I think felt right for you in that particular moment. Right now, I feel liberated because it was the best decision. And this is me speaking 8 years later. Um, how do you it's not easy because we live in and you and I we live in Kenya. We are Africans. You do know our people are always going to meddle in our lives. They are always going to be involved. They always want to know, did Goga eat in his in his palace or something like that. They'll always ask these things. But how do you get yourself into that space or that mindset of, for lack of a better word, F society, I'm choosing me, you know? It's not easy. It's for me, I think it's actually like a journey. It's like a mindset. It's you alluded to it. It's a mindset. It's like a lot of inner work for you to get to that particular space. Man, you've really done some work. Yeah. So how do you get there? Like it's not easy for sure, but it takes a lot of
Uh,
work.
what I do say is that thank you once again for that question. What I do say is you have to call yourself into a meeting, and you have to choose now. Are you going the cultural way? Are you going the societal way? Or are you going to choose you?
Mm.
For you to fall into depression, you've chosen the society. For you to go into depression and hide yourself, you've chosen even the culture. You've not chosen you. you know, Goga, you have to choose yourself first.
Yeah.
Talking, they'll talk. You know, one thing I believe even right now, you're not. I do say you're not everybody's cup of tea. Do you know that, Goga?
I'm very aware.
You're not
And it's
everybody's cup of
okay.
tea.
And it's okay.
And I like using this saying, and I even told, I tell a lot of people. You see, in a fruit tree, the best fruit is the one that usually hit with a stone. On rare occasions, you'll find someone just throwing any stone to hit any fruit, right? Most of the time, you see, oh, there it is. Then you look for a stone or something or a stick, and you try, yeah, yeah. People who are walking past by, they can see other fruits, but you're so particular in one. What am I trying to say is that when you're in the right path, is when people will start hitting on you and giving you all those manner of instances. Cultural, they bring the cultural aspect, they bring the societal aspect, they bring the face aspect, they bring all these kind of aspects. It will happen. What you have to tell mostly the close family relative or the clan is, if you truly, truly, truly love me, if you truly, truly are in it for me, you should support me no matter what. You should support me no matter what. Because I've had it where someone is like, or we go and get you another wife. Or we take the kids, you're a man, yeah, they tend to think you'll go sleep, and I'm like, Kwani, this is not an individual. So this individual. Then they're like, hey, you guys are giving birth so quickly. We are not living to satisfy the society. We are living to satisfy ourselves. In that bed of yours, you'll sleep alone. You don't sleep with that community. You don't sleep with that society. You don't sleep with that. You sleep alone.
The start,
So as I say,
I
you
like that.
choose. You choose. You want to listen to the cultural, you want to listen to the society, or you want to choose yourself. I decided, let me choose myself. And that is it.
I love that. And I think and it's good to normalize that it's actually okay to choose yourself. It's actually okay to do what works for you. Because and sometimes you don't owe anybody an explanation, and it's okay. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. Just getting towards here, guys, feel free to drop any questions you may have for Konguru on the chat. I know we've spent so much time here. We've taken like over 3 hours, and I know tomorrow is a Monday.
Wow.
Yeah, can you imagine? Time flies at the Sunday service. So just as we
Wow.
get towards the tail end of the conversation, and we need to have more of these conversations. Your channel is doing very well. I think, given the circumstances, I want to see you host these men. I want to see panel conversations on your channel around these conversations, because, as you rightly said, these are the people who understand the reality of the maternal loss. They're the people who can easily explain. It's their reality. It's your reality. The rest can come in and maybe talk about other things from an expert point of view, maybe from a doctor or something like that. Dr. Soita is here. But I think I like the fact that you thought of a very novel kind of niche. It's definitely, I've never seen anybody on YouTube in this niche. Actually,
In
never,
fact,
never.
let me just cut. There's another guy I got in this street. I think he's based in either UK. I'm not quite privy to it. He told me he has Googled, he has checked, he has done, he has never.
Yeah.
And now to make it more worse, he told me, you're an African in Kenya. He's told me, he's like, what? And I told him, I'm a victim. He was like, nah. He was not. He was like, no, I'm not still buying this. It has never. So I told him that I just decided. He told me like, wow. Once you just get the platform, a lot of men will do. So actually, you'll connect me to the doctor in play. I think I can arrange for one-on-one also with her.
Yes.
So at least maybe we can exchange more.
Yeah, you can have a conversation with Soita. You have a lot of
Yes.
You have a lot of people on the chat too. I think when you'll be watching the replay, you'll see a lot of reactions in that
Yes.
aspect.
I believe I can. Yeah, I will need to exchange and share a lot, so at least
And
I
this is what
can.
I love.
And
This is what I love about the Sunday service. It normally introduces you to people. Like it was such a random, sensitive conversation, but somehow we found some way around it, and you can already see the connections. Because I know she's a doctor. She knows somebody. She knows somebody who probably is the best person to like have a
very true.
conversation with you. I'm already thinking of. I remember one of my friends who lost their wife, and I remember this is a long time ago. I think it was my friend, colleague, ex-colleague, and I remember I had to go to his house one day, and I just found him with that baby. Now I'm just thinking about it because me, I went there with carrying my milk and bread and things.
You
I
see,
was
let me tell
stressed.
you, when
SMS,
when
I
you
was
go
stressed when I left that house.
when
I
you
was
when you go to visit them,
yeah,
you walk in and they put a smile, Goga. Let me tell you, and it's only that in the essence of time we couldn't discuss more about maternity, but and the effects it brings to men. When you come into my house even right now, I'll give you that plastic smile. We'll laugh, we'll eat. As I told you, I had a visitor who just left. I
yeah,
can put that but once you've gone, there's a way. Maybe I used to know. Maybe it's not the first one, the second one. You used to know, like, oh, the visitor. I leave the mama with the visitor. Tomorrow I'm going to work, and you go and sleep. You let the woman to clean the house. You want to leave that person. It is him who wants to clean. You're like, oh, kumbe I'm alone. Kumbe there's no one to close the door. Oh, I've not. If you guys have some kittens or some dogs, oh, I've not feed the dogs. Someone.
yeah.
It leaves a very big impact. It leaves a very big impact here.
And yeah, so I'm just thinking of that man, and it's been a few years. I think that baby is now big, but for me it bothered me because I remember when I left the house and I went and I was calling my best friend, and I was like, I went to visit one of my colleagues. Remember the one I told you lost the wife and stuff like that? My heart was not at rest because I did. It was so difficult for me to like because I was trying to imagine an end a job. CG has to travel. Like he was talking about how he had to travel CG for like we had some workshop happening the following week. So in my head I'm like
Mhm.
asking, "So and like those questions, those genuine questions and things like that." And now just after listening to you now, I'm just like imagining his reality. I think I need to introduce the two of you. I don't know. I need to figure out where he is because these are the people need to be coming to SMS because
I'll
I was
appreciate. I'll appreciate that.
I was literally having his headache on his behalf, but I could not tell him because it was still very fresh, like and again the baby was so small, like I carried the baby, so I remember very tiny. So
Goga, Goga, do you know taking care of a toddler?
man,
I made networks that I never knew. I even made networks with an Indian guy who sells the naan. You know the naan, the bottle that is this size.
yes.
You know that
Oh yeah, for
naan?
the wow.
Do you know? Let me tell you, my own salary could not even suffice. I could not even. Do you know? Let me tell you. Can I give you briefly a joke? I don't want to take much of your time. I had one password. If you come to visit me,
Hmm.
carry 2 containers. You want to come? Just
I
carry two
love that.
containers. Do you know how much it is worth that container of naan?
Yeah.
It was 1,500 a container. And remember, this was the food that the kid was taking. So the more the days are going, the more the consumption is too much.
Yes.
So I remember the first days nilikuwa na kierera, I used to buy them at the supermarkets. I was told, my friend, stop wasting money. Go to
With
Biashara
a,
Street in the CBD.
with a markup, yeah.
If I go to the CBD, the Biashara Street, I started buying until this Indian guy noticed me that I'm coming here frequently. I told him, give me the best present I'll be buying. He told me, can you manage to buy half of that? In fact, there's another day he gave me around 3 of them free of charge. Now, I
Wow.
never even used to be like even going in the shop. I used to just to drive after I'm from work. I just call that. And the attendant knew me. I call him, Leo ngapi nusu. They don't even need to request if I'll pay there. I used just to be sending money. You get
Wow.
my point? Because it was now a habit. And again, as I said, and I'll completely insist on saying, you need to have a very good team to build you up. Because I used to come in the house and find someone has come to visit because the nanny is there, they've assisted in ABC. So at least I used to tell someone, and then they have numbers. So I used to tell someone, you want to come? Oh, no worry. What do you? Don't do me anything. Carry number. Go, we are now. They ask which number are you. We are now at number 3. Just come with 2, because I need to do a dent in your pocket. You do. You can't go. A few of you will go and buy the wholesale. You will go and buy the supermarket. Minimum, it's 3,200. 2 of them. It will do a dent in your pocket.
And Dr. Stella is giving us numbers there, like, yeah, and that's not even 1 kg.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not even 1 kg.
And remember, the first like 2.5 weeks, the aunt of mine was saying she was actually buying those, and she even requested me to refund them, and she even bought some clothes. So that friend of yours, I know what they're going through.
Yeah, man. I was like,
and you know, you do it for how long? I think the doctor will tell you, straight 8 to 9 months, straight.
Yeah. It was you've taken me somewhere, because I'm like, I need to give him a call tomorrow. I need to write that down somewhere and give him a call tomorrow morning, because it's been a minute. So 2 things before I give you a chance to just like wrap up. If a government official, let's not even talk about a government official. Let's talk about the Minister of Health. If the Minister of Health was listening to you right now, or it may not even be the minister, it may even be the director of health or something. It can be, I don't know, whoever is in charge, because I know the health is also very broad. I was in a meeting with the Ministry of Health last week, and they were breaking down for me all these insane divisions there that I'm like, oh, no wonder I can never get somebody to do a certain thing, because it's really all over the place. In case you're speaking to a government official who can make a decision, especially reflecting on where you think the system failed you and mama, what is that one thing you'll tell them? Like, where do you think the priority should be? Is it like, because closing 3,000 may be a great step, but is it effective? And how practical is it going to be? Big Banana here was talking to us, was telling us here about the data early in his comments. And Big Banana was saying the reason they are not sending the correct data is because they are scared of their permits being withdrawn. And you see, this is something that I've just learned on the street. So if you are to speak to a government official right now, what is that one thing that you think will be at least the beginning of key reforms? And as you rightly said, yes, the government is finally awake, but is it too late in the day because it's 2025? But this may be something that has been happening over the past years. We've lost a lot of mothers and some kids. What is that one thing that you think is an immediate priority for the minister or the director of health, public health?
Thank you very much for that observation, actually, and I'm grateful that at least it has scratched a nerve on yourself. So let's assume they've given me like 2 minutes. The first thing I'll tell them is that they should introduce what you call this maternal or this pregnancy, let me call it maternal civic education first. As they're talking about the maternal civic education, we call them the rural people should be educated about medication also, to stop us to going to these counters and this,
stuff.
If I don't come to your shop will close down, right? It's that simple. They should be educated. Go to an institution that is recognized. And any institution that's recognized usually has the sign of the government and the county government. If it does not have, as fast as your legs can carry you, run. This institution where you go, reception is in a corner, and there's no triage. The receptionist you don't know who is who. There's no even the face of the portrait of the government, the president or the employee of the man. Do you know a facility should? Do you know? Have you ever gone to a well-organized facility? There's the MD, the secretary in charge of that week. All those are there. Those are this. We should be this. This should what you call those civic education, so that people don't even. Okay, let's not assume it's only the facilities are making mistake. What of ourselves? should be given also, there should be civic education. You see the way they do this election right now, the IBC thing, the civic education. They should also bring civic education about medication and the medical fraternity as a whole. Once you do that, I'll know, oh, I can't go to Goga's hotel. I can't go to Goga's hospital because it doesn't have ABCD. Eventually, Goga will close down. And the numbers is because you've closed them down. What happens? They go, rebrand, refresh, come with
Rebrand
new
and then
names.
reopen. Absolutely.
So, but once I know, because you see, let me tell you something. This facility, once you hear someone had died in point A, B, C, D, they should close them, go and open another place with a different name. Can you believe it that the individual who I think now graduated became a medical officer who performed or was taking care of my wife then, a few months down the line, left that particular facility?
Wow.
So what did they do? Went, rebranded somewhere else. The individual. Because when you're giving them a notice to appeal in court, they were telling us that this person left, and they were told, we don't care. You have their number, the registration number. So I came and said, oh, so this is what happens. You mess, change name because people pointing fingers at you because you're caught on camera, but you go to a different town, a different state, people don't know you. That's why it has been said time and again, before you marry a lady, talk to the border people down there. They'll tell you the characters, not in a bad way, let you not bad. So once the government has started civic education about the maternal issue and again the health issue, because the health issue is a menace for this hospital not being closed only because of maternal cases, but because of the health. The state is pathetic. Even the Senate medical whatevers were there the other time, and they were shocked. Even, do you know? Did you guys watch the news of what was happening in that hospital in Kiambu? Bodies had rotten to an extent they were being picked with machete, with spades.
Yep.
And it's a county hospital. So once that education is there, people start to know. It's only the problem that most of us are not educated. Because like you remember someone is saying that maybe he or she was in a country and they couldn't make it BCD. Maybe these cases we've heard of forgetting scissors inside, these cases we've heard of forgetting cottons inside, these cases we've had there's no ambulance. I'm telling you, I had a whole pamphlet. It's only the time has cut us. These cases you've heard of frank diagnosis, that friend of mine who's the kid was pumped excess medication. There's a file for this individual since the time this person was admitted and the medication he or she has been given. It is well printed there. If it is not printed, someone else has to take responsibility. You're a nurse, this particular hospital was brought here, was supposed to be doing there's a playbook. Why am I not seeing such a medication? Go and consult. Once that is not there, we are losing the battle. I'm impressed that they notice it, but it's too little, too late. But again, it is something. I cannot completely say there's nothing. It is something. So that is what I'll add the government. Civic education of the maternal care and civic education of the medication care that we need to be told about. This is the kind of go to. Do you know our mother's time these cases were not there, Goga? Even our dad's time.
You never even used to hear about these things, yeah?
But nowadays, ask the ladies in the chat, they'll tell you they book for cesarean session. They book.
It's actually even a selling point for insurance companies, and these are other guys we need to talk about, but probably another day, because I think I've had enough drama with insurance companies. But yes, these are some of the people actually who propagate some of these problems. A few comments on the chat just before we release SMS. Let me see. Stella Soita just trying to weigh in on what you're saying. I encourage my clients, even friends, to deliver normally. So this is just trying to react to your CS question. And she says consultation is key. Consult. There was also a very interesting comment I saw here. Let me see if I can run through them real quick. Kanini Kanene was talking about, one day I was given medicine from a chemist. I vomited. I almost died. If it wasn't a friend who could visit me daily that came and found me on the ground, angekuwa sayuni. Yeah, so this is just trying to reinforce your point on what you're talking about when it comes to medication. My sister all the way from the UK, Rebecca Mleprin, says, I have a video talking about how I was kicked out of hospital for refusing medicine and asking for other options. Woo! Yeah. I remember. I think there's a time. I think it was. I think 3 4 months ago. I think I was sick, and I remember I went to the hospital, and I think whatever the doctors prescribed, I think I had to also decline, and I said, no, I will not have this because I don't think I have that condition. And I actually went and checked, and with another doctor, and they was like, "Oh my God, thank God you like ran away from that space." And yeah, so it's totally. I think that's just trying to like emphasize the point SMS was talking about. And then Rebecca says it's not only medicine that doctors can prescribe; they can prescribe other methods to your healing. Please know your rights. Please know your rights, and I think that's one of the things Kunguru is trying to make sure that he does, at least even through the work with Surviving Men series. And then East African Workout Girl said something there. And welcome back, East African. We get medication poison because we have also turned to be our own doctors. I go to the pharmacy and say, give malaria tablets. How do you even know you have malaria yet you've not been examined? I think, yeah, just trying to like emphasize that particular point. Nuru, who is watching, who has been watching throughout on your live stream, Nuru says, that's one of the reasons we have kidney disease in Africa. We take paracetamol like peanuts, karanga, jugu karanga. And I think a lot of us are affected there. I think a lot of us are like affected there in that regard. And then Chandra was also talking about, since COVID, most appointments are over the telephone. They give you tablets without even seeing you. And this tells you how the problem is not just like localized SMS. It's like all over the world, because Tanda is watching all the way on the other side of the world and seeing the same thing. Maria, thanks so much for that super chat, and God's effects, thanks so much for that super sticker. Sorry, today we have been very busy. We have not even been like, I barely even paid attention to the supers because I think the conversation was very like, it was very like needed, very needed. So thanks so much, guys, for those blessings. I don't take them for granted. I don't think I have any. I see any other comment that I need to like address. Let me see. Hey Ree, welcome Ree. Nice to see you. Thanks so much for popping in. Let me see. I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, David is pushing about okra because Yvonne did not tell us about okra. Okay, SMS. That is your commercial break question. What is your take on okra? Do you take okra anywhere? Do you think okra is very important as part of survival? And this is me playing out. This is me playing around with your channel name just to make sure David is happy. Okay, wait. Yvonne has answered.
She's there.
Kunguru and okra is like water and oil. What is that supposed to mean? Yvonne, what is that supposed to mean? Okay, SMS, please answer. Yvonne has already given. Yvonne, I know I want to believe Yvonne, but I think.
I rarely take it. I hardly take it, and not that I have anything against it, but it's not just my day-to-day meal. And also she doesn't like it, so I'm at her mercies. Actually, I don't take it.
This is a very politically correct answer. Like, so you say I heard somewhere it's not like you have anything against it, right?
Yeah, I don't have anything against it, but it's not like I've never said like, I wouldn't play that card on it.
Like if I was to invite you to the palace and okra is on the menu, will you eat it? Okra, or will you decline?
I will.
Okay, just checking. Just checking. David, and this is a gray area. Yvonne, I think Yvonne gave the most correct answer. Like the man does not take okra. Goga, stop asking me that question. It's like she said, it's like water and oil. They will never mix. I think she was just trying to cushion the blow that I was about to receive from SMS. Oh my goodness. All right, and David that is very happy. And guys, if you have not connected to SMS, we are on a mission to get this channel to 1K. I think he only needs like 3 houses to get to 550 thereabout. So please do your thing, do your magic. Make sure you round off those numbers. In case you're still on my live stream right now and you're not connected to SMS, I want you guys to jump out of my live stream, go to his live stream so that you make sure you connect there, chat there, as we're getting into this final sign off. Chat there so that at least your subscription can stick, and then you can leave him a comment on one of his short videos or something like that after this live stream, just to like tell him that you really enjoyed his insights. You can tell him nice things. You loved his voice. You can even tell him you loved his voice. He's not single. Ladies, he's not single. So don't go and start asking questions there. Ladies, he is not single. You had very well introduced himself and he said he's a father of 3. So don't go and start asking those questions you like asking me. They're like, Goga, I'm asking for a friend. There is no friend. The man was very clear in his interview. So don't go and ask relevant things. Go and say things about videos and how you really want more platforms for men. Don't go and ask questions and then you start dragging my name into it. And make sure you're part of that community, because I think we are going to like see amazing things being dropped by him very soon. I think as the channel grows. So Kunguru, just like a few more things, and then I can release. I know it's been very long, and sorry I've kept you here like very late, but it's because of also how interesting and how you don't want to like dilute, the conversation, and how it's very important even for the people who are going to watch the replay. My final question is this, and then I'm going to put you on solo layout so that you can do your sign off. If another man that you don't know is listening, because the problem with YouTube, you never know who is watching. So there's somebody just there watching and they're listening and they're like, I've been through this, and they're not talking on the chat, but they're listening. If another man going through this is listening to you right now, or maybe they listen to you on the replay, knowing what you know now, having been through what you have been through, what would you want to say to them?
I go?
Yes.
Yeah, once again, thank you very much. Let me start by thanking each and every individual who's taken a bit of their time. I know it's been too much. I believe I've monitored all the live Sundays, and this has taken a lot of time. Goga, I'm very, very honored, and I thank you for that opportunity and platform to talk about this particular channel. However much you never spoke about it in lengthy because of time issues and constraints, but I'm very grateful. So actually, anyone wants to reach me, like I really want to reach Dr. Soita, you can just dive into all channels. It's Survivement Says, but the active and most active one is on IG. I think we need to meet up and exchange one or two ideas. I believe you'll be a very key panel, key individual in the growth of my channel, and I really, really appreciate, because I want to also have that aspect of a nurse or a doctor or
Okay.
a profession. I would really love it. So just go to the Survivement series. It's on IG. You'll definitely get it there. Now, if there's anyone there, and not only men who've already married, even those who are not married, even ladies actually, and you're listening to me, what I will say is that even if you know someone, the whole team in the Goga fraternity, even yourself, Goga, just send them my way. We need to talk, because men don't talk. I'll completely repeat it again. Men don't talk. There's someone who said, "Can you do the recording? Then we can do it in private. Then when I'll tell you, we can release it." I told them it's okay. We work with the schedule. You see,
Yes.
It's okay to talk about it. As I tell you, society has brought us so badly, Goka, such that I even fear what someone else will tell me. It has come to that point. And imagine you're the one who was lost, not this individual. That's what I told you. You choose. Utaenda kulala nani kwa kitanda yako? Utaenda kulala na society? No. So if there's anyone there who definitely is undergoing the same thing, has undergone the same thing, is married, is not married, any walks of life, not only men but women, what I'll urge you is that just connect, let's share. Thank you very much for those who have subscribed for the channel. I appreciate. Sorry for meeting in such circumstances. It's not like we are pressuring you, because it is just out of goodwill, because this information needs to be shared outside there. Once again, you can reach out if you want me to host you, because I'm taking notes from Goga the president. I'm just by his side. Really like taking notes. I'll see how we can have a sit down and work this out. Plus, again, like the people are there. You say these people are there, but they're not commenting. I know they're there because the group they're here. They told me that they're here. I know people like they don't like talking. What I know is that we'll have a very candid talk and very mutual talk. I wouldn't be biased. It's just like I'll be bashing, and what you want to feel to filter is okay. But I believe when you talk about the real truth, the authenticity, is when someone will start talking about it. Because as I've said, the punchline: the more you continue keeping quiet of the things that matter, you'll end up talking about things that don't matter. Talk about those things that matter. Just talk about it. Then you said Goga. Someone will listen and they're not even commenting. Then they'll pick it from there. So that is all I can say, and I'm grateful, and thank you very much for everyone's time.
Right. Guys, if you have not yet connected to sorry, if you have not yet connected, I was trying to share your channel. If you have not connected to this house, make sure you connect to SMS. And I think very soon he'll be giving us a schedule in terms of you know, your video schedule when you want to go live and things like that. I think I'm really looking forward to more of that. But I love the channel. It looks amazing. I love how it's very, the person who did your banner, or if you're the one who did your banner, well done. It's amazing. It stands out, and I think that banner is good. That banner is good. That banner for me was the sellout, and I knew that I'm going to have you at the Sunday service. It was the banner that just spoke to me, because I was like, I need to. And then I went and watched, I think, your old videos. I went to start watching the old ones from the bottom, because I always say it's better to watch old videos, because you can understand somebody when they were still trying to figure out YouTube. So and I was like sold. So thank you so much for really creating the time. I don't take it for granted. I think we'll keep having more of these conversations, and in case anytime you want to come back and you think you want us to have like a part 2 or a part 3 even on your channel, let me know. But I'm watching out on this channel, and I hope it gets to 1K before the year ends, because these stories need to be told. This message has to be put out there. It's important, it is imperative, and it is urgent. It is urgent. So, guys, we are going to end Kunguru's live stream. I don't know that Kunguru, there's anything else that is left. I'm going to end your live stream so that I don't have to like drag you into my receipts. And then, is there anything you can
No,
just say?
I'm just a parting shot is just I'm grateful for everyone. I know some people maybe it's very late for them, maybe they're work. What I'm usually grateful and I thank. I was told to always say this. I'm grateful for you guys just taking your time and listening. I know we've been told time and again, a lot of people lose focus after 5 minutes. I'm grateful for you guys taking your time. I'm grateful for all the people you'll bring on board the platform, the doctors there. I'm grateful to connect with you. I don't take it for granted. Final but not least is the whole Goga, let me call it the whole Goga clan. Myself and Yvonne and the whole SMS team, we thank you and we are grateful. And all you can say is may God open and may God just open your ways and your path and kindly just spread the word outside there. Because remember, we don't want to lose our women under these unclear circumstances. There are countries that these stories don't happen. Can you imagine in UK? These are stories they only hear in Africa. So let's spread the word. In fact, women just spread the word outside there. Yeah. Thank you very much. God bless. God bless.
All right. Yes.